Welcome, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Crypto Casey Show. And I'm here as your host, Edward Pereira, my co-host, and special friend, not special friend. He's a special friend, but he's not special, right? Right.
Hey, come on now.
Good friend, Attila Hebeshi, and our resident genius, the Einstein of today, Mr. Ed Barsano. And of course, the star of the show I would normally give to to Ed Barsano, but it is Crypto Casey. So thanks for joining us. Thank you for allowing us to share and impart some knowledge with your audience. And with that, let me share some expectations. Hmm.
While you're pulling that up, in case someone's new today and you don't know who Edward and I are, we act at Financial Intelligence for You. We act as the kind of the go-between the support system and educational system as it pertains to GoBabyTrade for Crypto Casey's audience. Just so that's clear, because sometimes people are wondering, who are these guys?
Well, it's actually more like who are these handsome
Or
fellows?
if you're or if
Right.
you're in New Orleans, it's who dat?
Who?
Who dat? That's
Who
funny.
dat?
All right. Can everybody see my screen? Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. To set your expectations, ask yourself this. Look at these three different scenarios. And let me preface it by saying 90% of everything that you've learned about finances, whether it's your personal finances, whether it's trading markets, whatever the case may be, is all false narrative. And we'll explain why. Actually, Crypto Casey does a great job in sharing how much of the system is a scam. So we'll banter back and forth about that. But
Sure.
put yourself in a scenario. Look at scenario one. Do you find yourself in the rat race, working just to pay the bills, the just over broke, which is what the government's acronym is for job, or job is just over broke. Um, are you one or two paychecks away from being semi-insolvent? The average person in America has less than $1,000 in savings. That's pretty scary, but it's not your fault because that's the way that the system has been programming people to think about money. They don't teach them how it works. They don't teach them why it works, and they certainly don't teach you how to take advantage of it and put that opportunity to work for you. Or if you're not just in the rat race, but you're in the middle class thinking, okay, well, maybe a wife, a husband, kids, you've got income. You've been told all your life the best thing you can do is build your credit because credit is everything. Without it, you're nothing, right? That's all part of the lie identity. And what's a lie identity? All of the things that people told you that you were not. You're not tall enough. You're not smart enough. You're not good looking enough. You're not making the right decisions. All of the things that from the outside in that people have been telling you that you're not is your identity. I ask one thing: get rid of that because you are, as Mr. Barsano says, that stop thinking that everybody else is smarter than you. You were here for a purpose and you're just as smart as everybody else. So do you find yourself in the middle class trap where you make enough income, maybe you're okay, you're building your credit, you buy the biggest liability that you'll ever buy, which is a house, say it's $100,000 and you live in it, everybody's got to have a roof over their head. But at the end of the 30-year mortgage or now a 40-year mortgage, you didn't have a $100,000 house, now you've paid 300,000 or 400,000 for it, and you don't have a whole lot of assets, and certainly no income producing assets. And then lastly, how many of you put in the chat, put yes in the chat if you would like to be or already in scenario number three, which is financial freedom, where you may still have a job, but you're able to invest them in income producing assets. And there's not a whole lot of income producing assets as examples. You can spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in real estate and rent it out, and then have the three T's, trouble, tenants, and toilets. I've tried that. Attila has tried that as well. That's
I
not the
tried
most
it.
efficient way. And well, probably we all have. Or you can have hundreds of dollars in stocks that may pay you a dividend. Those are income producing assets. And then there's one more on planet Earth. What you're going to see today is an income producing asset. So here's a promise I'm going to make you. And some of you have seen this before and seen that we deliver on our promise. What if we showed you today the opportunity to use the tool that we're going to share with you and all of the details of the tool of how it works for you? And it really is set it and forget it. And you'll hear that 1,000 times today, if not 1,001 times. But where you could start with $500 and save another $500 to put into this tool on a monthly basis, right? That in 9 years, at a bare minimum, if the tool only works at the bare minimum, like a horrible, horrible return, you're looking at a residual income of $11,749.86 per month. Set it and forget it in your sleep. If it's operating only at 50% of the way that it's been operating, then that same scenario produces $23,499 in passive income a month. Put a yes
I'm
or
writing my
no if
first
you
notes. I just put my first notes.
put a yes in the chat if you would prefer to live the rest of your life in scenario number 3. So with that, let me give you 3 words or 4 words plus an ampersand. We're going to show you automation, cash flow, safety, and security. Safety and security, particularly in this new nascent space of the digital money revolution, is paramount. It's not if we're going to leave the fiat fake scam system. You're already in the new system. You just don't know it. We're going to show you. We're going to talk about it. We're going to demonstrate it. And everything that you see is not guesswork. It's all factually based, and we'll show it to you. So last slide I'll show you before for now until I turn it over to Attila to give you a little bit more background is you're here for educational and informational purposes only. We are not tax, legal, accounting, space, financial investment advisors of any kind at all. We are providing information to you that, again, going back to what I said before, is actionable intelligence that makes your life better physically, emotionally, relationship, financially, all the above by putting you in scenario number 3 that automates your cash flow. So with that, Attila, take it away.
Yep. Thank you, Edward, for the intro. Appreciate it. Welcome, everybody. My job is to let you know how this all happened with how I met Mr. Barsano. Pretty interesting story. If I wouldn't have met him, we wouldn't all be here today. Mm-hmm. This happened in 2012. And by the way, what Edward just mentioned on that first slide, it's not a bad idea to take inventory of what platforms or assets you have in your life, in your financial life, that really produce income for you. That's not easy to come by. Not something that's consistent, not something that's proven. And you'll be surprised that usually the money's going out. It's not coming in, especially while you sleep. So this does come in whether you're awake or you're sleeping. And you don't have to do anything really, except make the decision to buy it. That's it. Anyway, so Mr. Barsano's background is pretty interesting. He was in the Navy 8 years. When he got out, spent 2 or 3 years in working in nuclear engineering for the government, and then was.
See how I beam?
What?
I said, do you see how I beam? How I light up?
Beam. Yeah. You could turn your light off there, Ed, and you'll probably still be lit. But anyway, so in 1985, he literally was one of the first 350 programmers that was hired by Bill Gates at Microsoft. And he had a great 8 or 9 year career there. But then he retired. He wasn't even 40 years old yet, and he retired pretty young and invested in the tech stocks that were going to the moon. And what happened in 2000, some of you remember, some of you don't, but there was a major stock market crash, and he lost about 60% of his net worth. Fortunately for all of us, he lost about 60% of his net worth, because that's when he decided and he realized that, look, I've got to level the playing field, because this is obviously a scam. The stock market for the average person is scam, 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 as Casey likes to say. And yeah, and so he did that, and it's never been done before. So in 2000, he started it. In 2001, he rolled it out, fully robotic, autonomous stock market trader. So you had to download some software back then, took about 90 minutes. But once that was done, it traded by itself, totally 100% unattended, and, took profits for you, bought more stock at a lower price when the price went down, and it turned itself on and worked only during the stock market open hours, which is about 6.5 hours a day, 5 days a week. So he did very well with that. He actually teamed up with the marketing company in 2012 when I met him. They sold $16 million worth of licenses in 2 years. And but then eventually he went back to being solo, sold out to a hedge fund in 2018, 2019-ish. And then we fast forward the story to 2 years ago, actually about 25 months ago. I was at my desk, very frustrated. I had just a frustrating day, and I'm sitting there going, I got a great, by the way, my background's all financial my whole life, and I'm full-time blockchain, decentralized finance, cryptocurrency since September 2020. And so I'm sitting there going, I got a great crypto portfolio. That's no problem. But I'm a cash flow guy. When I was young, my parents always said cash is king. I think that's out the window. I do believe that's been replaced with cash flow is king. So I was looking and seeking safe and secure ways to multiply my crypto holdings. And it took me a day, but Ed Barsano's name popped in my head, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about Ed. And I'll bet my life on the fact that somewhere in the last 3-4 years, he developed a trader that was just like the robotic autonomous stock trader for the crypto market. And I called him. I still had his number on my phone, and we talked for 3 hours. And he confirmed my hunch. Number one, he said, yeah, Attila, great to hear from you. We spoke for 3 hours. And he said, absolutely. I rolled that out in April of 2021. And he said, as soon as I rolled it out, I realized it's light years ahead of the stock trading opportunity. And I said, how come? And he actually gave me 4 compelling reasons. Number one, he said, look, you know that you absolutely must have as much volatility as possible when you want to make money in any kind of trading, whether it's Forex or stocks or precious metals or crypto. And, crypto is one of the most volatile asset classes. So that's a big positive. Number two, he said, stocks trade 6.5 hours a day, 5 days a week. Crypto's 24/7. Big advantage. I agreed to that as well. Number 3 and 4 is what really, really got my attention. Number 3, he said, it's not downloadable software anymore. It's web-based. So I wasn't sure what that meant. So I asked for clarity. And he said, look, if you buy the license again right now, I'll have you trading live in less than 10 minutes. And I'm like, whoa, let's go. Let's do it. So I bought the license on the spot, literally March 26, 24. And in 8 minutes, maybe 8 minutes and 20 seconds, I was trading live connected to my Coinbase. That blew me away, because I remember 2012 and it was nothing like that. So the ease with which to start was nothing like that. The trader was still rocking back in 2012 like it is now, but now it's even better. And number 4, to me, was the most significant thing, and it should be the most important and significant thing to all of you that are watching today, and that is this. He said, until I created an API connection, and this API connection connects this trader to your own Coinbase or Kraken account. So guess what? It's your assets sitting on your trader, and it's your profits. So you control everything. When the profits are taken, they don't go to the trader. They go back to your Coinbase. So you control everything. And I'm like, Ed, that's genius. I mean, that's really the key, because see, I had lost in 5 different DeFi crypto projects in the previous 3.5 years to that point in time. I had lost a significant amount of money in 5 different projects. Why is that? Actually, one of them lasted 18 months and kind of made up for a majority of the losses, but still, it was a lot of money that I lost. I lost those funds because the crypto I sent off was not to an exchange that I controlled. It was to a third-party exchange or wallet. When things went south, I couldn't get to my funds. So you don't want that. You want this, which is where you control it. So before I turn it over to Mr. Barsano and let him have the floor, I just want to ask everybody to pay attention and keep 2 things at the forefront of your mind here. Number one, we're going to say over and over again, you're going to hear today 2 terms, 100% unattended or set it and forget it. What that means is once you buy the software and the license and you connect it and you're live connected to your exchange, there's no interaction or work at all required by you. Now, you will go on the trader and take a peek once a day, twice a day, 10 times a day, just to see if it's doing anything or if it's taking money for you. In a sideways market, I've had almost a week where the trader hasn't taken a profit, but when it went down, it bought more inventory. It bought positions to, it bought, let me say this, it bought additional lots to position me, whereby when the market went back up, boom, cha-ching, it takes that money. So it's always doing what it needs to be doing, but it doesn't necessarily mean it may take a profit for you every single day. It might be every other day. It might be every third day. It might be every day. It's market dependent. It depends what the market's doing, okay? But it will never sell at a loss, and you'll hear that from Mr. Barsano. The second thing I'd like everybody to keep on the forefront of your noggin here is understand what Mr. Barsano has brought forth to the world. It's never, ever been done before. So for the average person, without them being an accredited investor, without them being really knowing anything about crypto, without them knowing anything about trading, you hardly have to know anything about computers. You can now automate a portion of your financial life, or as much of it as you want to automate, and make money in your sleep. Never been done before. That's what Mr. Barsano's brought forth to the world with this consumer-based robotic autonomous crypto trader. He developed this for the average person, not for the big boys. That's one of the reasons it has a limit of trading up to $2 million. This is not for the uber wealthy. It's for the average Tom, Dick, and Harry, Sally, Susie. Okay. So with that, Ed, the floor is
And
yours.
Peggy, don't forget Peggy.
Oh, Peggy, I forgot Peggy.
Peggy Sue.
Always forget Peggy. Now, just to make sure I don't forget Casey, though, she does have a little bit of a time limit today, maybe half of her normal time. Casey, do you have anything you want to share with people based on what the market is doing today, maybe, or in the last couple days, or anything about the traders specifically?
I think welcome everybody. Thanks for spending some time with us. I mean the news, everything's crazy right now. The crazier, the more volatility, which Ed Barsano creator is really good at explaining how this works and how more volatility creates opportunities for us to generate money the same way that Wall Street does, the same way that all of these institutional investors do. And throughout the presentation, we'll see how things are manipulated, how this kind of allows us to ride on their coattails, per se, and compete with them and not left holding their bags or selling our bags at a loss. So, yeah, let's get to
Yeah.
it. Ed, he probably has his notes, so that gives us a good platform to launch off of.
I'm making
All
them
right.
as I go.
Yeah, all right, yeah. Well, let's hear
Thanks,
it, Ed.
Casey.
Let's go.
We'll get back to
Okay.
Casey in a little bit, but Ed Barsano, the floor is yours, buddy.
Really, that fast? Wow. All
Yeah.
right. Well, based on what Casey just said, um, we 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 can compete with the big guys. They're actually the stuff they're doing is very simple. I mean, it's insultingly simple, actually. If you take away all the brainwashing that they've given us over the years, got everybody using stop losses, which I call lock-in losses. Um, they're actually they're making money in the market is so insultingly simple because a coin can only do two things. It can go up and it can go down. That's it. Now you can manage that, folks. Come on, it's too easy. It's either going up or it's going down, or it's going up and down. Okay, up and down, up and down. Picture a 7-Eleven. You put product on the shelf and you sell it off, and then you restock the shelf. That's it. It's that simple. Actually, all business is done that way. Every store is done the same way. Whatever your business is, maybe you're what do they call those? A VAR?
Value added reseller.
Value added reseller, right, where you might you might get some materials and you build something with it and then you sell that. And first, before you sell it, you have to add up all the cost of the materials plus your labor, the time you took to do it, and then you tell yourself, how much profit do I want to make? And you sell it at a higher price of what all that costs you. Okay? Well, with the stock market or the crypto market, all it costs you is the cost to buy the coin. So you buy the coin, and what did that cost? And then sell it at a higher price, plus add whatever fees the exchange is going to charge you. The software automatically does that. It adds it all up and says, okay, I want to sell this 5% higher. So the software keeps track of that, so it knows it can do that. Now, what's nice, though, is companies like BlackRock, Fidelity, Vanguard, Merrill Lynch, they actually brought the coin prices all the way down for us. It's like, what a gift. I mean, I want them to, hey, BlackRock, how about bringing Microsoft down to 30 cents a share? That would be cool, wouldn't it? How about doing that for me? They're not going to do that for you. The thing is, they did it in the crypto market. What a gift. Now, most people look at down as bad. Down is great. Down is where the rich get richer.
Mm-hmm.
The people that buy at the very bottom are the ones that get rich. Even Larry Flint, the CEO of
Think.
excuse me, Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, just said it a week ago. He actually was on the air and he made the comment that he brought. I swear he says the stuff I say. I think he's getting his talking points from me. I mean, I don't know. He might be. You never know. But he brought up the 2000 market crash. And he said, who got rich in the 2000 market crash? Clearly not us. Not me. Not the ones that sold on the way down. We bought up here and sold down here. He said the ones that got rich were the ones that loaded up at the bottom. And he said, and right now the crypto market is at the bottom. He's telling everybody, get in. This is it. And I've been watching the coins. I'm watching them really closely. They don't seem to be able to go lower. They're having trouble going lower. So for 5 years, they brought these coins all the way down, and now they've hit the bottom. And they try to go lower, but then they bounce. They try to go lower, then they bounce. And they keep doing that. They keep going right at the bottom. They try to go down, and then they bounce. I mean, it's insultingly simple, really. And the software automatically does it, automatically does all the buying and selling. The challenge, though, for me, I'm going to show you the software in a minute, but the challenge for me for 25 years has never been the software. It's always been the people. I swear. It's the people who they want to gamble, or they get afraid, or they have their own ideas about things like, this coin's not moving, so I'm going to quit trading it and I'm going to jump into another coin. And you can't change strategies in midstream. You got to learn you set your strategy and you leave it alone. And because the software is looking at where is what is the whole strategy? The software is saying, what if this coin drops all the way to the bottom? I want to still be in the game trading. I don't want to be a buy and holder who buys up here, puts all his money in up here, and then watches the coin go lower, 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 lower. And he can't make any money, and then because the coin's not going back up, he's got to wait for it to go all the way back up to break even. With GoBabyTrade, the software puts a little money in and it says, if it goes lower, buy more here. And then when it goes higher, sell it. Buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. Forever. This is
And
forever.
just I'm a testament to this. If we just backtrack a little bit, you're talking about strategy before even I kind of believe this was something that was real or a strategy. The mindset that a lot of most of us have, which I did as well, is this is a scam. So I'll just like tell the story how I met these guys. So one of my friends, I have a venture with him that has nothing to do with blockchain or cryptocurrency. He was at a networking event and he met Edward, and Edward casually mentioned, yeah, he's in blockchain. And the one rule I told my friend, his name's Matt, I was like, look, don't talk about my YouTube channel because I wanted to just be a silent partner in this particular venture. And he broke the rule. And then he told Edward, hey, you should meet my friend Casey. So then this is how I met Ed. Sorry, Ed. Yes, Edward Ed Sella, and then eventually creator Ed. And when they gave me the spiel, I was like, this is a scam. This is, whatever. And unbeknownst to them, I bought it on my own, didn't tell them, tried it out for a few months, and I was like, wow, this is incredible. And that's whenever I made the first video, probably what, 9, 10 months after I was testing it out.
Mhm.
But yeah, as part of what I do with YouTube, or with my channel, I test things out. And if it's something that I think will help people and provide value, I do. And this thing, I scam, 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 but it wasn't. And that was part of a little mindset shift we all need to kind of have, which she can get into. Also, there's a dog here
Right.
that might bark. Sorry.
Yeah,
Is
I'm
there
not
a
in my
dog? You
office
got the dog?
today.
So
is his
that's the
name is his or her name Crypto?
No, her name is Nala, and she wants
No.
to come into the room, so I don't know. Go ahead,
so
Ed. Sorry.
so it's oh no 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 it's okay because that's reality, and that's where most people are. They just don't want to believe it's as simple as it really is. Now, there's a lot more behind the scenes in the software that deals with a lot of corruption in the market, or I should say professionals taking advantage of the public because the public doesn't know a lot of things. But that's why I was saying I was reading this book over the weekend, and it's called Mastering, what does it say? Mastering in the Trading Zone. Do you mind if I share my screen real fast?
Yep, go right ahead.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yep.
There it is on eBay. I searched for Mastering in the Trading Zone. I highly recommend you read this book. You don't have to read the whole book. Just read the first few pages. And it'll tell you, it'll say what I've been saying all along. Don't change your strategy. Don't get scared. Don't get afraid of the market because the software has the strategy built in. So as soon as you sign up, the software's as soon as it makes that first purchase, you see the difference between the software and a normal person. Because I'm not normal, neither would the software be, right? So the difference between the software, the way the software trades, and the way you normally trade. Normally, you look at screens and charts and graphs and all this stuff, and you're looking for, or maybe the news, you're looking for something out there that says this market's going to go up. So you want to jump in then. That's what you're normally thinking. You want to jump in when the market's going up. Can I tell you something? There's no money in that. There's no money in it already. So what you're saying is you want to have a 7-Eleven, but you don't want to stock the shelves until the people already arrive. Well, you have nothing to sell them. You want to prepare ahead of time. You want to stock the shelves ahead of time so that when the people do arrive, you have something to sell. This is where the rich get richer. Because the software, when it buys, it's not saying this coin's going to go higher. As a matter of fact, as soon as you sign up, the software is going to, and you're going to pick some coins, and the software is going to give you some choice, some suggestions, top moving coins, just 3 top moving coins that most of us are all trading. As soon as you sign up and as soon as you turn on that auto trader, it's going to quickly buy those 3 coins regardless of what the market's doing. And then it's going to say, all right, market, now I got you trapped because you can't go higher without me selling, and you can't go lower without me buying more. And anytime the market goes down, this is a mindset that you'll develop this over time. Your DNA will automatically develop this. But I'm going to tell you ahead of time what your DNA will do. You're gonna be like Ed, be like me. When a coin goes down and I buy, I just feel like I just froze that coin for the whole world. Doesn't that isn't I don't know, is that narcissistic? I hope not. But I certainly know that that coin can now never move without paying me. They can never it can't even wiggle. It can't even go up a little without giving me money. I've just froze that coin for the whole world.
But also, I
And
think,
you know,
well, I think a
go
good time
ahead.
to maybe say this is a lot of people don't know there's like layer two data that all of these Wall Street, your trader, it can look at all the stop losses, every move we make, it can see, and it will pretty much make money from not hitting anything that we give it to them. It's like playing in casino, playing poker, and everybody can see your hand. That's exactly how it works. Wall Street doesn't make money from buying low and into a good investment and then selling it higher later. They make money from market manipulation that they have the capital to be able to do, but also from seeing this data that this AI is using to trade.
That other people aren't, that you're not even looking at. You don't
Yeah.
even realize you're
And
being
even if
played.
you did, you wouldn't be able to benefit from it because
It's
it's
all
faster than
moving
we
too
can
fast.
process. Yeah.
Well, like this $1.94 right here. This is there's the number of shares on the left and the price that this person says I'm willing to sell, but I want to sell it, but I want to sell this many shares at this price. Who out there is trading at $1.94? Nobody. That's a fake order. And all it's doing is occupying a price. And that means if you're buying $100 worth of this coin, this 1094 is not going to do you any good. That $1.94 is not going to do you any good. That $41 isn't going to do you any good. That $50 isn't going to do you any good. Because this is that times that equals this is how big the order is. And so, you're going to pay this price up here, not something lower. If you took this one here off the bottom, I mean. But look at the next four orders. They're just all, to me, they're all fake. And I can show you an example. Let me flip over here real fast and see. Do I even have? Let me get just a second. Oh, great. I don't have my email up. 1 second.
And just to comment about that's a great find with the book, and it's the description is almost as if you wrote it. It says, mastering in the trading zone is developing a winning mindset, applying proven strategies, and achieving consistent profits with confidence and discipline. That statement right there explains your trader.
Mm-hmm.
And I get a lot of people telling me, they want to change the strategy because the coin's not moving, and I'm like, no, because the strategy's already. You got the market trapped at the bottom now on a bunch of coins, and let me tell you about being trapped at the bottom. Here, let me bring this up though first. This is an example. This thing here. This is a picture of that level 2 screen that I just showed you a minute ago. Someone called me once last week and said, "Hey, how come my auto trader won't, how come it won't let me buy this coin?" And I said, "Well, the whole level 2 screen's full of garbage. You're thinking you're gonna buy it at this price down here, but these are all fake orders. You're really gonna, I mean, I couldn't even find anywhere on here where you're gonna buy that coin without paying a fortune. You're gonna pay much higher. This says 314 3146 at the bottom, and you're gonna pay more than 319. See, you're not anywhere near the best bid or ask price. And when it even goes lower, even on the sell side, you're not going to sell it for 3143. You're going to end up getting, 312 or lower because, and I have to say or lower because I don't know where the fake orders end because they filled the entire screen. Now, most people aren't even looking at this stuff, but the robotic trader is looking at that stuff. And so you can't fake out the auto trader. So what I'm saying is, let me say this. When you're selling at the bottom, or when you're holding all these positions that you bought from top to bottom, I hear it every single day. Someone will send, because I have thousands of clients, someone will send email and say, my auto trader's bought so much inventory. Here, you can look at my inventory, 25 open positions of that coin, 25 of Doge, 37 of GRT. So someone sees that and they go, man, my auto trader bought all this inventory, so I'm going to stop it from trading that coin, or worse yet, I'm going to sell these coins off at a loss and jump into these other coins. And I'm like, no, don't you realize you have the market trapped at the bottom? As a matter of fact, when you have that much inventory, take that 37 lots. I bought it up here, starting here, and then as it went lower, it wiggled. It was going up and down, but it was on a downtrend. So it kept going up and down, but then it kept going lower and lower and lower, but I was still taking profits the whole time. So you can see closed positions P&L. This one took 154,000 of profits off the table while it was trending down. The open inventory that it's still sitting on is down 108,000, but I'm still net profitable. So that's what's going on. So what happens is you've got all this inventory you bought along the way. The price is all the way down here. And again, you're feeling like you're losing. And I'm like, stop. If I'm losing, then BlackRock's losing $100 billion. And they're sitting on all that inventory and they have all that overhead. I have no overhead at all. I'm like that third picture there where the guy is just sitting there drinking the martini or whatever. I mean, I don't even care. Hey, BlackRock, bring the market back up whenever you're ready. In the meantime, see if you can't make it go down a little bit lower. I'd love to buy more, even lower. Thanks. Thanks for the gift. Now, some people will ask, how can they make it go lower? They're the only ones sitting on any inventory. If you are not selling stuff, then you can't make that price move. I can't make the prices of these coins go down. Today happens to be an up day. He's up 2.47, he's up 2.24, he's up 2.43. But don't you notice something a little peculiar? They're all up about the same amount. Doesn't that look kind of institutional like? Because I can't make every coin move exactly the same. That's fake. And
When you say institutional, you mean manipulated?
You think?
That's not possible.
It's almost half as much as Bitcoin's up today.
Yeah, Bitcoin's up 4.52% today, up to 79,000. Isn't that wonderful? I mean, but it's so manipulated that they are setting the prices wherever they want to set them. So we shouldn't be jumping around like monkeys, jumping out of one thing, jumping into another thing. I mean, if you read the first 3 pages of this book, it's going to tell you right away. It's going to tell you, don't change your strategy in midstream. Don't get scared. Don't get manipulated by that daily market behavior. The auto trader, when it buys something, it's buying it. It's saying this is part of a much bigger strategy. It's looking out for the next 5 years when it bought. It didn't buy because of something that's happening today or tomorrow. It's saying, I've got the market trapped forever. And now, go ahead, market, do what you want to do. You want to go higher? I'll take money. You want to go lower? I'll buy more at a lower price, but now I got you trapped at a lower price. That means the coin can never wiggle from that lower price. Let's look at this well. This bucket in the well tells the story. You can, if you understand this, you'll understand that the robotic trader is going to take profits forever. Your coin doesn't have to move much, just move a little. Buy, sell. Here we go. Buy a little, sell a little. No one trade is going to affect you. No one trade is going to break your bank. That means in order to break your bank, the coin has to go straight down and go out of business. But as long as it stays in business, they're going to keep paying you for the rest of your life. Watch. Buy, sell. Now you're going to ask, I can tell you the common question that I get a lot. I want my auto trader to put most of my money in right away? Come on, some of you are on here and you know you asked that question. I want to be all in up here. I want my auto trader. Why is it putting such a small amount in? Because it's looking at where can this coin go down, go to the bottom. It's called money management. And another thing, a very important concept. Actually, they mentioned it in this book. I swear, you'd think I wrote this book. Risk management. That's the first time I ever seen it written. Isn't that amazing? Somebody actually said what I've been saying all along. Money management and risk management. The auto trader's not gonna do what I did in the 2000 market crash. I was all in. I was using what the thing that they teach you to put in, if a coin drops 3%, sell it at a loss. Back then it was stocks. And I had my stop losses in place. Since then I changed the name of stop loss to lock-in loss, because that's all you're doing. You're selling all that inventory you bought up here, you're selling it down here at a loss. We never sell at a loss. The software never sells at a loss. It just keeps pumping money. It just keeps pumping money. The same as the 7-Eleven. You put product on the shelf and you sell it. It's the same as every store out there. And then when a coin jumps 30, 40, 50%, L3, limit 3 jumped, just a couple weeks ago, it jumped 250% up in one day. And that's that big jump up. And that means all the inventory that you bought below where it jumped to, you just sold off profitably. So you don't worry about holding inventory. And remember, anytime a coin is down, BlackRock's down a lot more than you are. And I've been saying this all the way back in 2005 when I used to present to audiences all over the country. I would say, is Microsoft going to go out of business? Is Bank of America going to go out of business? Everybody in the audience would say no. I'm like, then trade the heck out of it. It's free money. All it's doing is going up and down. Just take the free money forever.
And when BlackRock is down, and they're keeping things down, they're kind of holding the ships in the port until it's ready to sail. Like they load up and then
Well, you know what they're
they
doing right
dump
now.
variably.
Why do you think they're holding these coins down right now?
They
I'll
want
tell
more
you
inventory.
why.
They want to open up a mall of the universe and sell.
But I'll tell you the exact reason. The Clarity Act.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah. I
sitting
forgot
over
we were
there
talking
in the
about that.
Senate. They're waiting for all those senators to load up. And they're telling them, literally, Larry Fink, is that his name again?
Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
Larry
Remember
Flint.
that
He's
name.
the other guy from the other thing.
He's the CEO of BlackRock, and he's
Yeah,
literally,
Elements.
and I have a video where just last week he outright said it. He outright said it. Load up at the bottom. He's telling all these senators, load up at the bottom. This is it. This is where the rich get richer. And what I say is you can't own enough crypto at these prices. Anybody that doesn't get an auto trader, I don't know what to say. Again, I'm not a therapist. I'm a programmer. I'm just a punk programmer.
But
That
also,
doesn't.
even if you're like buying crypto to hold it to try to sell it later at a higher price, it could drop another 90% from where it is now. Whereas with something like this, you're making money while there are fluctuations in the market. So you're not holding a bag, you're increasing your bag through the
Right. And you don't have to, and the software is just buy and selling. The lower it goes, I love it because, like I said, every dollar that crypto goes down, that's another $1 billion that BlackRock's down and Vanguard and all those guys. Believe me, they are not going to let this market sit down here forever. It's not the end of the crypto world. I mean, these people who believe that, I feel bad for them because we had the tech revolution, we had the internet revolution, we had the banking issue where they brought the bank stocks down to $1, then they rocketed them up to 50. Who got rich in that? The people that loaded up at the dollar. Who got rich in the 2000 market crash? Not the people that were dumping all their stocks, the people that loaded up at the bottom.
Hey,
And it's the
Ed.
And
same
what's
thing
and what's
here.
interesting, people kind of think that this is out of the ordinary, what's happening this year, but every the last two other midterm election years, Bitcoin and altcoins are following that same exact cycle, which I made a video about a few weeks ago. So this isn't like we're not going through weird times. A lot of people sometimes get into crypto during like the beginning of a bear cycle and they kind of miss out in the last 10 years. So it seems like, oh no, it's over. No, this is normal. It's business as usual. And they know it more than all of us do.
Yeah,
Well,
Ed.
I didn't make up the number, but if you
Yeah.
can Google it, BlackRock is sitting on $65 billion of Bitcoin alone and another 35 billion of all the other coins. So
Hey,
they're
Ed.
sitting on $100 billion worth of crypto and they didn't buy it at the bottom. They bought it for all the way down while it was going down.
Excuse me, Ed. You think
Yes,
you think you could cover, for the sake of the new people on here with us today, the specs in the light blue section on the left side? I call
sure.
that the dashboard.
All
It's
right.
interesting for people to know what those numbers mean because it's pretty significant.
When you first sign up, when you sign up, this is the screen you have. This is the auto trader. And I'm sorry, I'm an internals programmer, not a graphic artist. So I can't make it look prettier. But this is what your auto trader looks like. But this is a website showing you what your trader is doing. You can log in anywhere. You can go in on your cell phone, anywhere. You can log in and see how your trader is doing, and you can edit your strategy, everything from here. But the physical auto trader is running on servers at what they call a co-location center, where I have racks of servers inside a giant cage. Okay, where all your auto traders are running. It's all internal. So you don't download it to your computer. You can go to any internet, any browser and just go to, in this case, go to GoBabyTrade.com. Here it is over here. Just go to GoBabyTrade.com. Okay? So you can, this is your trader. This is what you see. So it shows live trading. It's got every page under this menu here on the right. Every page has videos on it to tell you what that page is. Ignore this server. That's just telling me that's a debug thing for me, telling me what server your trader is running on. Um, your account value, today's profits, and see that today's profits. I didn't know that it was going to do that. It just did it automatically. It just took free money. So I took $134 of what I call free money. I didn't even notice it until now. Um, in the last 30 days, it's taken $1,900. That's a slow month. This has been a very slow month.
Yeah, that's in a down sideways market. I mean, the market literally just picked up 2 days ago.
Right.
So
It's just
yep,
it's just not moving. And during that time that it's not moving, millions of people out there are going crazy, trying to change their strategies and everything as if they could make the market move. It's like they don't
right.
understand. The market's not moving for everybody. For every coin, changing coins is not the answer. Selling your coins at a loss and trying to start over is not the answer. Just
And whenever people are changing the strategy, all of the buys and sells and all of the things that they put, hoping that stuff is moving around, that's what Wall Street and the traders using to figure out how to make money. You're showing your hand.
yeah, you're
True.
just you're just and every time and you're dumping all these shares at a loss. Who do you think's on the other end sucking them all up? The big guys, Vanguard, Fidelity, BlackRock. They're just sucking up every share they could possibly get at these lowest prices. As a matter of fact, BlackRock announced just maybe a month ago they froze withdrawals from a bunch of their funds because they wanted to
The real
reserve
estate
all the
ones,
money.
yeah.
They wanted to reserve every dollar they have to buy more crypto at these crazy, insultingly low prices. I call them insultingly low.
Right.
And what you know what's
Um,
interesting? They froze all the real estate ones, and I think some private equity as well. But you know what they love about crypto? It's liquid. You know,
oh, this
real
is
estate, they can't dictate the prices
Right.
or they can't sell it off fast enough if people want to redeem. Crypto is instant for them.
That's what I love about, it's not like a bank. When you put money in a bank, you think you're saving your money. It's like, no, you're not. You're loaning your money to the bank and they're not paying you interest. It's an insult, really. They're loaning that same money to credit card companies and they're getting fees for that. And then the credit card companies loaning it back out to the public for 30% interest. And Edward, didn't you say you saw one at 39%?
Oh, I get offers all day, every day
That's just
for
crazy, man.
39%. That
That's
means
just,
that, and here's another trick. Be careful because everybody out there has experienced this. If you have $1 on a credit card, you've experienced this. The rates have gotten so high now that they back leverage you to if you make your minimum payment. It used to be that at the minimum payment it would take 7 or 10 or some crazy number of years to pay off your balance because the majority of it was going towards interest. Well, look at it now. If you're making a minimum payment on a card, look at your interest rate and look at the minimum payment that you're paying. You're paying less than they're charging you in interest. Meaning, let's say
whoa.
they're charging you $100 a month in interest, and they're making your minimum payment $50. That means you're never catching up. You're accruing $50 in interest and only paying $50, which means they don't need you to borrow another penny because every month your balance that you owe them and daily accrued interest gets bigger and bigger. You talk about a scam trap.
Yeah. And everybody's making money in that equation except you, and you're the one with the money. You loaned it to the bank
Yeah, free of charge.
free of charge.
All right. So
So you
proceed.
have your total profits taken over. I'm gonna continue on. From the beginning when I turned on the auto trader I started with 200,000. And then I have the saved
Hold
profits
on,
here.
hold
This
on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
yes.
So that's 38 months ago. 38 months ago, you started with 200 grand. Now, obviously, the average person doesn't have 200 grand sitting around. So
Doesn't
we're going
matter.
to
You can
still,
start with $500.
yeah, you could start. You've got clients that started with $500. You've got clients that started with $200. But I want
I've
to,
got clients that started with $100.
right. I know them. Anyway, if you take $377,000 and divide it by 38 months, that's $9,921 per month. Now, that shows you how crappy the market's been in the last 30 days if your profits are about 15 to
I
17%
know.
of your monthly average. So if someone is looking at this and making a buying decision based on the last 30 days, would you say that's a smart move or not a smart move?
Well, it really, I don't worry about what it did in the last 30 days. I
Yeah, it
know that
doesn't
they
matter.
pushed the coins all the way to the bottom and they're trying to drive the little guy out. They're trying to if I want, say I'm BlackRock and I want to buy $30 million worth of a coin. I can't just go out there and buy 30 million. There's got to be somebody on the other side selling $30 million worth. But there
Yeah,
isn't. So they
the-
drive the prices down in the hopes that they can get people sitting in their house who are just discouraged because when a price of a coin goes down, it drives your account value lower. And most people are taught to look at their account value. I never look at the account value. I don't care about it. What I care about is today's profits, 30-day profits, total profits. I care about this lower right side of the trader. Buying and selling. Buying and selling. You can see the selling has numbers, the buying doesn't. You can just follow it down. You can just see all it's doing is buying and selling, buying and selling. And I didn't, this is all full automation. The software does it all.
And I think
It's
it
just,
just kind of occurred to me there's a little bit of a dichotomy between certain types of investments and like maybe savings. So if people think about all the money in their bank account, it's being lent out. They're making maybe 0.06% if they're getting the national average. If you invest in 401k or anything like that, you get penalized unless you reach the age of 65, which none of us are guaranteed. And then even if
and
you
I'm
look at the
never going to get
percentages that you're
there.
making on those, and then if we look at the other side of the equation, if you are working for somebody, you have a salary, or if you invest in buying a 7-Eleven for, I don't know, 150K, and then you buy all the 50K of inventory, and then you're waiting to get into black, okay, like from red to black, making money. This thing is like a really interesting intersection where you're going to make more money than a savings account. There's no penalization from taking from it like a 401k, and you don't really have to hire people. You don't actually have to physically buy inventory, sell inventory. It's it's just it's an overall good thing to have in an overall investment strategy, right?
Right. I mean, you can have other investments. That's
Yeah.
okay. I'm not
Yeah.
knocking that. I'm
Some
just
people
saying,
like to do other stuff too, and that's great.
yeah.
Yeah.
And but definitely instead of parking your money in a bank, you could park it in here and watch it automatically make money. This money it made today, say that $100. I mean, I don't know. If I walked outside, how would you feel if you found $114 on the ground? Because this thing's finding money on the ground. It's the same as just finding money on the ground. I don't have my wallet here, but everybody knows I found $1 a few months ago and I put it in my wallet. I still think about that dollar bill I found on the ground. And it was all smashed up and everything, and I put that in my wallet like a good luck dollar. I don't know. But, I mean, I found $1 and I still think about it. Whereas here, I'm just taking, my robotic trader's just taking all this, what I call free money. I don't even think about it anymore. And it takes whatever the market wants to give me. You want to give me $19, I'll take it. I mean, you want to give me, anything, $128, $288. Um, I mean, you just go through and, some days you're taking $1,000. I just saw 600 and something dollars go by in one trade. Um, I mean, $684. And it's whatever the market wants to give you. It's not me dictating to the market. The market doesn't care what I think. The auto trader is gonna take whatever the market wants to give you. So it shows you on here, so you can, a summary on this side, you can see your daily profits and all that. It shows you your symbols here. It shows you your level two. Well, you don't see the level two screen, but I do. Look at this $1.11 down here on the bottom. I mean, that's a bogus trade. Nobody's trading $1's worth of this coin. And see that I've seen the entire screen full of $1 trades all the way up. And those are just fake numbers. But you don't see that when you're manually trading. So you're just getting killed, in your trading and you don't even know it. Um, but it shows today's move. When I turn on this trader, the first thing I really look at is my eyes go straight to today's move. Are we having an up day or are we having a down day? Then I look over here to see what the profit situation is. Did I take any profits today? I don't really care if I did or not. And then I
Well, you
can
could
see
see
the
on the
current
bottom profit,
prices.
you could
Pardon
see
me?
on the bottom on the profit loss, you could see the market start moving the last couple of days. Look at the 17th, the 16th and the 17th. That's when the market started ticking up slightly. You see that?
You mean down here?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, but I don't really even know or care what it's doing. I simply don't even. care. I noticed one thing. I noticed that every time they talk about Iran, when one day, yeah, they're gonna come to an agreement, then the market goes up, and then the next day they say the agreement is off and
Yep.
the market goes down. I'm
Yep.
like, I love that. That's gold to an auto trader. Prices going up and down are gold to an auto trader.
Right.
Because that's what it lives on. It feasts on the movement. A coin does not have to go to new highs. Most people think prices have to go up for you to win. And it's like, no, it doesn't. It can sit at the bottom and just keep going up and down at the bottom. Buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. Just keep pumping me free money forever. Now, I can't put that on Facebook because if they see the word free money, they think it's a scam. And I'm like, I don't know what to call it. I mean, even today, that $134, to me, that's free money. I mean, I can do whatever I want with it. I mean, it's my money. Um, and then the next screen you have in your menu is your select currencies, and it shows where you can put coins, where you can add new symbols. I see a lot of people doing this. They're going XRP, they're saying allow it to buy and sell, or allow it to accumulate, but don't let it sell. And then I can hit spread funds equally. It's a little higher up. Spread funds equally. See, it's going to borrow money from the available funds from these other coins. XRP doesn't have any money right now. I just told it I wanted to trade. Boom. Click on that, spread funds equally. Now it borrowed money from all these coins, and now it's got $44,000 to work with. That's how easy this system is. It's so simple. It's, I don't know, insultingly simple. Seriously, I took all the sport out of the market. I took all the complexity out of the market. You don't have to jump through hoops. And everything you own, all your coins, all your cash, are sitting in your Coinbase account or in your Kraken account. It's like I don't even have access to it. I couldn't rob you if I wanted to. Your money is your coins and your cash. Everything it's doing is in your Coinbase account or your Kraken account. The auto trader can only send orders, send buy and sell orders to your exchange account. The exchange is filling the orders. So it's that simple. So just added that symbol and said, I want to trade it. I know Crypto Casey, you love Bitcoin. So I'm going to say Bitcoin. I'm going to say the same thing. Accumulate, add on the declines and add on the advances as it goes up and down, but don't let it sell it. I want a dollar cost average into that coin. And then spread funds equally. I just borrowed money from all the other coins, so now Bitcoin has money to work with. Done. And away you go, and let the auto trader take over. In a few minutes, it'll buy these two coins and start the game. And I
And this
call it
is
a
super
game.
new. Like you just launched it last week
I
for
mean, it's
everybody,
too
right?
easy. And it can't get any easier than that. And then the next one is the strategy. Remember, Attila, you said that the old system, it took 90 minutes to download to get it going. Then
Right.
you had to have the strategy, which God knows how you created a strategy. It had 10 screens of settings. Let me
Yep.
rephrase that. 10 screens of ways to blow yourself up. Because I watched people doing crazy stuff. And I said, around 2021 or 2020 when I rewrote the stock trader and I went web-based and I no longer downloading it to your computer, I got rid of all those screens. And I said, we are no longer going to chase indicators. You know where the indicators are going to go? In the AI, pattern recognition. That's the AI in this system is separate from the actual trader. It's like two-factor authentication sitting on the sideline, running on four other servers by itself. When the software is getting ready to make a trade, it'll call the AI for confirmation. That's it. Do you agree with me, basically? And
And
that's it.
also, and also, this might be a good time to describe the difference between these AI trading bots that I think are using mostly AI, but trained off of maybe 2 to 7 years worth of market data, where yours is 25, and the AI enhances what's already more mechanized. I don't know
Hmm.
how you'd want to put it.
Right. Well, it's that's what I call it, a bell and a whistle, or a nice enhancement to the auto trader. The auto trader itself is the star of the dish. It could literally trade without the AI.
Yeah.
What it does, let's go back to the main screen real fast. What it does is when the software is getting ready to make a trade, it'll call the AI and like the software saying, I want to add to a declining position. I want to add to a position that just went down. It'll call the AI and say, do you think it's going to go lower in the next few minutes? Not tomorrow or next week. It can't predict that. But it can predict within the next 30 minutes with almost sometimes 100% accuracy that a coin is going to go lower in the next few minutes. So if the AI doesn't come back with good confidence, then the software will just go ahead and buy it because it went down. And based on money management and risk management, it's time to buy. But if the AI does say it's going to go lower, then the software will hold on and it'll put AI at the end of this message. It'll say AI got involved in that trade. And sometimes you'll see, like if I click on this, right above the order, the next estimated price, it's literally telling you when it's going to buy again. Right above it, it'll say AI blocking trade. It'll actually tell you right up there that AI is blocking that trade. It's not letting the trade go through. Because
And what?
sometimes someone will call and ask, why
Okay.
won't it buy? What were you going to say, Casey?
Oh, I was going to say two things. So what's interesting is AI is a really cool buzzword right now. It's been around since I think, didn't you say 40s or 50s? You have been using it since 80s.
1955. I've been using
Okay.
it since 1989.
There we go. And here's one thing. I use AI a lot, but like the 100% AI, if you keep using it, it hallucinates, it gets weird. That's why I like how you just have the AI that enhances what's already been proven and is useful. Because otherwise, these bots that are using much less data, like, less than 10 years worth of stuff, but 100% AI, it's not as reliable.
Well, they don't
Yeah, give them the example of like 5-year-old versus like 25
they
year.
don't know. Their AI is a learning system, artificial intelligence, okay? It can't tell you what one plus one is. But it learns over the years, just like a child. It gets smarter and smarter over the years, okay? But so the AI that they just created in the last couple of years, it hasn't seen the patterns from the last 25 years. So it doesn't know what it doesn't know. If it hasn't seen
Right.
the patterns, then it hasn't learned. It's like a 2-year-old competing with a 25-year-old in a foot race. That 2-year-old does not have a prayer. And I don't care who that 2-year-old is. He could be an Olympic champion. He's not going to outrun a 25-year-old. All right? And that's the reality. So right now AI is the buzzword. Even though I had AI in my traders all the way since 2001, I never bragged about it because I was doing AI for years since 1989. But there were no bots or trading systems in existence. There literally were none until at about 2020, 2020, 21, 22. That's when they started popping up. And I'm like, these guys, and I don't even think they really have AI. I'm like, where are they getting their data? Because I have thousands of auto traders feeding my AI data that it learns from. So it's seeing real data that the software is actually using.
Since even
And that's
before
important.
Bitcoin was here. When did you start doing the stock one?
In 2001.
Yeah, Bitcoin was not even
No,
No.
a thing.
but the technical indicators are the same, really.
Yep, exactly.
Stochastic, MACD, relative strength index, and and that's what AI is. It's pattern recognition. It says I've seen that pattern a million times or more,
Right.
and so that therefore I can say every time I see that same pattern, 98% of the time the coin goes higher. And you can see here where it did the same thing. Sometimes it says the profit goal was reached. That means the coin went up, the software saw it, and the software says, I want to take that profit. But before I take that profit, I'm going to call the AI and say, do you think it's going to go higher? If the AI thinks it's going to go higher, the software will hold off on taking the profit. I like to say the AI can see a zebra behind a picket fence. See,
Uh,
you can see that. An AI can spot that zebra behind that picket fence, but it can't tell you where that zebra is going to be tomorrow. But it can tell me based on the current ecosystem right now, the current environment where all these technical indicators are set right at this instant in time. It can say, I've seen that pattern right there, and I can tell you it's going higher. Sometimes it's 100% accurate. Sometimes it'll come back and say, I'm 98% sure it's going to go higher. So let's go back to the strategy itself. The strategy is one screen. It's simply, did I not bring it up? This is the select currency screen. Excuse me real fast. Let's go to edit strategy. Open link in new tab. Right here. One screen of settings. Come on.
That looks pretty simple.
Spin.
There's no options.
What's that?
I said that's a pretty simple screen. There's nothing to
It
do.
took all
Yeah,
the
look
work
at how
out of
simple it is.
everything.
Yeah, of course, when you're doing a demonstration, all of a sudden the internet goes out on you. All right, so here's the settings. One screen of settings. It shows AI is enabled. I don't even let you turn it off. It says enabled, disabled. You can't disable it. No reason to disable AI. AI cannot hurt you in any way. You set your profit goal 5%. Now, some of you, after a presentation, they say, well, my settings weren't exactly the same as yours, Eds. They don't necessarily have to be exactly the same. Because some of these settings, like you might have a 3% profit goal, that's individual. It really doesn't matter. Adding shares, I'm adding shares on 1% drops now for 60 lots deep. And that means I'm going in really fast, but I'm only going to sell them on a 5 as they go up 5%. So I'm trying to just accumulate all the shares I can while I'm not selling, while I'm not busy selling. I don't want to wait for a bigger drop before I buy. I just want to get in as fast as possible because the more inventory I'm sitting on when that thing pops, because it's going to pop. Watch when they sign that Clarity Act. I'm excited about that. So, it's one screen of simple settings, and they're already set when you get your trader by default. You don't even have to deal with it.
Yep.
Now, how do you pick the best coins? We have another report here that shows you, just like I would say in a 7-Eleven, I want to sell product that moves the most. I don't want to put iodine on my shelf. I have a little bottle of iodine here. I don't want to put iodine on my shelf. So this is a report we generate every month that shows you what's the most trades each coin did in the last year. When I say trades, I'm talking about closed, profitable trades. That's based on 3% moves. If I want to switch this to 1% moves, I can click on that. I just switched it now to a report that shows 1% moves. Look at SPX. 8,264 trades on 1% moves. I'm talking about free money. I mean, that's a lot of movement. So that's your monster drinks, your Cokes, your Pepsis, your vapes, your potato chips. I mean, I'm gonna reach down here. I got lots of chips. I mean, I didn't create these props, all right? Somebody gave me this.
Kathy.
She gave me a whole bucket of Smart Waters and she gave me the Farmer's Almanac that I first started reading in 1960, or well, I don't want to put an age on me, but when I was in 7th grade. When I discovered, this is where my brain got twisted. I discovered in 7th grade that you could predict weather based on history. I'm like, that changed my brain. I never looked the same at the world again. So I want coins that move a lot. That's the stuff at the top of the report. If I go to the bottom of the report, I'm looking at junk. Stuff, 35 trades in a year? Forget it. I don't want to put that on my shelf. How many you're running a 7-Eleven. You want to turn inventory. You want stuff that moves the most. Okay, and that's these coins at the top. Now, when you sign up, it automatically puts 3 top moving coins in front of you. You can actually click percent of traders that own these coins. If I click on that, look at this, SUI, ACH, because you can see the percent, 38%. 38%. I mean, I've got thousands of clients using this software. That means thousands of people are trading SUI. 34% are trading ACH, Alchemy Pay. 29% are trading Bonk. And, 28% are trading XCN. All these coins. And then there's Pepe. I mean, these are the coins, they're moving the most. You're getting the most buys and sells out of these. And that's what the market's all about, is turning inventory. So I covered that. The report's right there. You can even see it on the website if you go to if you go here to GoBabyTrade.com/CryptoCasey, you're going to see 2 things that are important. One, because you put CryptoCasey on the end of that, GoBabyTrade.com/CryptoCasey. Thank you, Casey. It gives you this special. It lowers the price by $1,000 from $44.99 to $34.99. Now let me say this. Casey, you bought the Auto Trader without any discount.
Nope. Yeah, I didn't tell him I bought it because I wanted the whole organic experience. Because
I
sometimes
didn't
people
even
give me
know
stuff
who
for
she
free and then I
was.
don't know if it's, I want to just see what somebody else is going to see. And
And
that's,
then since then, I gave you a special link to say, all right, your clients can sell
Yeah.
it and get a $1,000
And
off discount.
Ed, I just got a couple things to say while you're mentioning the price. Edward, my business partner, is about to post into the chat the link that you just showed, so that if
Hmm.
anybody does want to pull the trigger and buy the trader for themselves today, buy the license, you just click on that link, takes you right here. And the best part is, we always say DYOR, do your own research. Well, on this site, when you click on Crypto Casey's link, up top, you see videos. There's like 17 videos there. 2 of them are by myself explaining how to connect the trader to your Coinbase or the trader to your Kraken account. They're like 7 to 10-minute videos, very simple if you follow that. If you can't
And
figure it
we
out,
help everybody every
yeah.
single day. I don't think a day goes by that I don't connect to someone's computer and connect to their trading account
But my
to
point
Coinbase or
is,
Kraken.
my point being is, you have this intel here. You've got the highest trade counts. You've got one more thing that we're about to cover before we go to the Q&A, and that's the top traders. That's where you're
Top
going to see
traders.
all different people coming into the trader and going live with various amounts of money. So you can see there's one for $1,000, 1,012,
He started with
and
a
there's one
thousand
on the
bucks.
bottom for
He
there's one for
doubled his money in one
69,000.
year, just about doubled.
Yeah,
I mean, where
it's
do you
all
get
over the
returns
map.
like this? Warren Buffett would love me. I mean, seriously, man. If Warren Buffett knew about this software, I guarantee you he would be all over it. This guy started with 269,000 a year ago, almost 270,000. Took $600,000 in actual physical profit. Buy, sell,
and this
buy,
is this
sell,
is
buy,
all,
sell.
it subtracts all of the trading fees and everything. There's no
This
bad
is net
profit.
profit, right? This is net profit after fees.
Right.
And there's nowhere in the world you get returns like this without having to do anything. And you say, why would this guy start with only $1,000? What people do is a lot of people they'll start with a smaller amount and watch the auto trader run for a while, and then they see what it's doing, and then they start getting crazy. Then they start mortgaging their house. They start throwing more money in, because once they see how it really works, I mean, I see a lot of people start with $5,000 and then, up it to 100,000 or up it to 20,000.
Mhm.
Somebody just sent me an email yesterday. He said, Ed, I just added $10,000 to my account. He just texted that to me.
Got a
I don't
great
know why he had
got
to tell me, but that's cool. That was Leaf. Thanks,
got
Leaf. I looked at your trader, Leaf, and it looked good. I
hey
emailed him
Ed,
back and I said, yeah, it looks good. I looked at his trader. Um, but yeah, I mean, And where are the big accounts? I filtered them out. I got rid of the accounts that have, like this one here has 1,089,000, and I mean, if you got $1 million and you can double it in 1 year, wouldn't
Huh.
you be all over this? Where else do you get to do that? I mean, what do you want to do? Buy a house and hope it goes up by it doubles in value? I mean, this is the greatest invention ever. And I didn't even realize I was doing anything unusual, really, when I created it in 2000 or 2001. TD Ameritrade called me in 2006 out of the blue and said, "Hey Ed, I mean, will you connect your auto trader to us?" And I'm like, "How do you even know me? How are you calling me?" They said, so all their clients could use it. That was a cool phone call. And he said, "You're real." Remember, I want that on my headstone, guys. You're
Yep.
real. And when he said you're real, I said, "You're right, I am real. I'm not playing."
It'll be
And
right under your headstone where it says down is good.
yeah, down is no. That's
That's
terrible.
a little
Six, no,
ominous.
6 feet down is good.
Yeah, not 2,000 feet down.
Down is good takes on a different meaning
A different meaning when you put it on a headstone.
that's
That's
right.
hilarious.
I say
Hilarious.
down is great. When it comes to the market, you can't own enough crypto at these prices. Anyone who doesn't own an auto trader, I don't know what to say because number one, if you don't own an auto trader, then you're running a 7-Eleven right now with the doors closed and no inventory on the shelf. That you got to build inventory. When you get an auto trader, it starts building inventory that you can sell. So that's number one, and it takes time to do that. So you want to get started as soon as possible.
Yep.
And number two, every day that you don't have an auto trader is just free money that you're just not taking. That the market's literally throwing at you, and you're just not taking it.
And I'd also say it still hasn't been a bull cycle with this
I
software, which will make it
That
more
too.
interesting. And then also as far as doing more research, we're here every Wednesday live. This Saturday we'll be live. So take as much time as you need to figure out if something that you think would help you out, and if not, it's all good.
Well, we're
yeah.
going to a Q&A session right now, and
Yep,
what I like to
exactly, yeah.
hear, which I never get to hear, I want to hear the reasons why someone wouldn't buy this, wouldn't want an auto trader. Is
Yeah.
it because you're brainwashed into believing that it's not possible? I've had very smart people say when I was showing this well, the first time I showed that I was teaching an AI class to 80 really intelligent people. And there was only one woman in that room. I don't know why that is. 79 guys and one woman.
Hmm.
And you know what? When it came to Q&A in that room, the only one that asked any questions was the woman. Isn't that something? And the guys are all too afraid to ask a question. But I put that on the wall. I drew that on a whiteboard because I just happened to see a whiteboard. And when you see a whiteboard, you got to go to it, right? So I drew a picture of this bucket in a well, and I said, and I demonstrated this. If it goes lower, it buys. If it goes higher, it sells. If it's water, it would have to go to the bottom and get the water and go all the way back up and dump it out. It can't go halfway and then go back up. It'll be an empty bucket. But with cryptos, it just has to wiggle and just keep pumping money forever. And the room went silent, and only one person responded in there. One guy. He goes, "There's no way that could be real." I can't believe it. I mean, do you believe that? I get to hear this really cool, crazy answers that people give. It's like he said, "There's no way that could be real," and I'm like, "There's no reason it can't be real, dude.
And
This
what's
is
funny
the
is like even if
market."
you think that, I'm not sure how long ago that was. Was it over 10 years ago? Or
No, it's just a couple years ago.
oh, okay. So well, even since then we have spaceships landing in the middle of moving platforms in the ocean. We have AI doing really crazy stuff and it buying and selling while all of our orders, everybody's orders it can see and operate off of it's not a crazy thought once you
This
understand how it
isn't
works.
unusual. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know
kind of
why
like,
everybody
yeah,
doesn't see it.
yeah.
I don't know why everybody doesn't see the obvious.
Well, see, whenever I first learned about it, I didn't realize there was layer two data. I didn't realize a lot of things that I do now, and it's very straightforward.
You didn't
Yep.
realize that
No,
all the
I didn't.
corruption out there.
All right,
that
Ed
the
Barsano,
market's throwing at you. You don't have a prayer if you're trying to do manual trading and you're trying to turn every trade into an instant win, and there's the fault. There's the mistake. You don't need to do that. It can buy and then go lower. It's okay. But if you look at any charts, all they're doing is going up and down, up and down, up and down. Here, let me do a quick, I'll quickly bring up.
And real quick, I'll just say while you're pulling that up, before this, I never actively traded or tried to play the market. The last couple bull cycles, I would buy something and I would hold it at a loss, and then that one time the cycle pops off, I'd sell. But this was like a buy and hold over 3 or 4 year situation. Okay, so I'm kind of not making any money, just hoping that in 4 years I'll make some money. This is much different.
Well, this is the difference between stocks and cryptos. Stock
Yeah.
prices move like this. Crypto prices move like they jump around. I mean, like, look at this coin. Look at L3 did. What is that on April? What is that? April 18th.
3x
At,
in a
at
second.
10:40 a.m. it popped up. What time is that? No, at 11:40 a.m. it popped up, and then an
Died.
hour later it went straight back down. This is the beauty. It jumped up and then it jumped down. But
And the
the auto
trader
trader,
sold
when
it.
it went up here, it sold any inventory it was sitting on here that was underwater. And
Yep,
then it dropped down here and started loading up again.
yep.
And then people call me and say, should I stop the auto trader from buying because it's so low? I'm like, no, that's where the biggest money is. And then it just pops up again, and any inventory you're sitting on that you bought down here, you sold off. And
Hmm.
it's, you look at this. This is, man, I'm like, I'm salivating, man. Can you see my mouth drooling right now? My mouth is salivating. Look at this. Talk about free money for an auto trader, man. You can't do this manually.
Yeah,
No way.
something
Plus,
an
get
anomaly happened to me over yesterday, or the day before yesterday, on layer three, on L3, where the price was down all day, all day, all day, all day, all day, and in a millisecond it shot up, and the next millisecond it shot back down. But literally within a matter of 30, 40 seconds, it took the profit and then it came back down. Like it started at $1. I'm using it as an example. It started at $1, spiked to $3. It sold off. It's just very similar to the spike, but listen, literally within a 30 to 40 second period. Have you ever experienced that before? Literally, it moved so fast, and the only thing that could catch it was the trader.
Yeah, if you don't have an auto trader, you're missing
no,
money
also, Ed, I think
all
we
day
talked
long.
about this last week. Is it true that all of the trades that it does is not in the L2 screen? So it's not
No.
like, yeah, okay, so all that's hidden. So all the trades that it's doing, it's not helping, it's not showing anybody's hand. It's actually just
We're
taking
not
advantage of
floating
everything.
our orders. We're not
Okay, got
floating
it.
our orders in public view.
Yeah.
Because I
Whereas
learned
all
all
these
the
other
way
bots
back in
are.
Right.
2001.
Right.
All these other bots and everything else, and even whenever we manually trade, all of that is just showing our hands to
Yeah.
the
They're just
casino.
floating limit orders because they're
Yeah,
not doing what we're doing. We don't even send an order until we already know we've won.
got it.
Whereas they're sending orders saying, I hope the price is down here, and they're saying, if it goes up here, I want to sell it. And they're putting that out there in public view. Whereas with us, it's already up here, and we're saying, I want to sell it now.
Get it.
And so it just gets, our orders just get filled instantly.
Nice. Well, can we go in the Q&A? Because I only have about like 25, 30 more minutes and I gotta go
Yep. Yep.
today. Sorry.
Okay,
Go ahead, Edward.
go for it.
At what point do I get to make good on my promise? You want to do it now?
Yeah.
Because some people may not be able to make it through the Q&A, but
Yeah,
obviously,
do your part. That's cool.
okay. If you just so you know, as we transition, if you can't stay, don't worry about it. Look out on. Matter of fact, I'm going to post two YouTube links. One is
Stop
Crypto
sharing.
Casey. If you are not already a subscriber, then subscribe and like every video because literally you get value out of everything that she publishes.
Oh.
And then I'll put ours to talk to the point that I was just referring to. If you can't stay for the entire Q&A,
Also, I'll be
then
here Saturday, 11 Eastern, and then next Wednesday too. So it's
yep, we'll post those links
Oh,
as well.
nice.
But I
Cool.
won't take
Thank
up
you.
your time, Casey. So I'm going to share my screen again. Let me get
Kathy,
back
by the way,
to
Kathy Jaggiello is the one who gave me
Yeah.
this awesome bucket of all the stuff I talk about.
bucket in the well and the chips and smart water. That's funny.
It's got it all. Buckets, smart waters.
Chips.
So I know somebody's listening to the stuff I'm saying.
right. All right. So I've got an online calculator. Now let me go back and tell you what I promised you. I promised you a scenario where you could buy the trader, invest in the trader, which the $1,000 discount comes to $3.19 to have a 24/7 trader sitting in your basement that you don't have to pay, you don't have to feed, you don't have to give them housing. It's literally the smartest opportunity there is to improve your financial future. So here's the scenario. So you bought the trader. You started with $500. This is a 9-year scenario because showing you the power of compounding. Einstein said, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. You're either paying it or you're receiving it. In this case, you're receiving it. So 9 years is going to go by whether you do anything or not, whether you buy this trader or not, invest in something, don't invest in something. It's just a time marker. But to show you now, in the chat, there were some skeptical comments about what it's made recently. Again, in a 90% down market, in the scenario that Ed showed, his trader, in a 3-year period, it has averaged over 53% annually. Don't look at the short term because the short term is a down and a sideways market, as we talked about. The what did you say, Ed? The prices are insultingly cheap, and it seems there's a lot of resistance at
They
the
really
bottom
are.
now. I think it's consolidating, and we're going to see some big booms. But let's talk about this scenario. So it's never operated under a 50% annual return. So let's just use that as an example. You start with $500. You add $500 a month because this is your 401k, but you have complete control. It's not a 401k for someday. It's a 401k. It's the best savings account you could possibly own for right now. And oh, by the way, this generates positive, active, actionable intelligence that gives you actual cash flow at the end of every month. That's what the scenario is. So that scenario at the end of the 9 years gives you a balance, obviously granting that you're not taking it out and buying a Ferrari, but you're letting it work for you, because here's what that means. At the end of those 9 years, and we can cut it in half, we can go 4.5 years, and it's still something you can live on every month, right? $563,993.68. Now you're in the, what did I say that was? I'm going to take that number and I'm going to put it at the top here. Okay. But now you're in the, I want to live life actively. I don't want to go to work anymore. I want to fire my boss. Let's just say it operates at horribly minimum 2% per month. Actually, that's 24% a year. Annually, you're no longer contributing anything else. Is $135,358.48 per year that accumulation and compounding has produced. Well, if you divide that by 12, that's 11,700. I'm going to round it up by a couple of pennies. $11,750 a month in passive income. Is that a little more or a little less than in passive income that you're making right now? Well, let's just say it continued to operate at 50%. $281,000, almost $282,000 is a passive income on a monthly basis of $23,499 a month. Is that an okay plan for $500? Now, obviously, if you started with 5,000 or 15,000 or 50,000, the numbers get ridiculously large. But it is taking the power of math, because math just maths. It's always right. Mixing that with the power of compounding, mixing that with a trading system that only exists one place on the planet. You set it, you forget it, you live your life. Could you imagine if you're a grandparent or a parent and you have children that you want to make sure that they are financially sound? That, I mean, in biblical days, the father, when the son left the house, he left him a house, gave him a house. That still happens in the old world, right? Can you imagine if you funded a trader like that for your child? Not a 529 plan for their college where they go to college and before they get their degree, everything they learned is obsolete, not usable. Oh, and they spend the next 43 years paying off that debt. How about if you gave them a fully funded trader, even at $500 a month, and you started to teach them the principle of putting at least half of their money away that they make at McDonald's or make wherever, and give them the opportunity and the legacy to create a legacy, a financial legacy for your children's children. I don't know how to make it any simpler, but I just proved to you the big, bold statement that I made at the beginning of this. So with that,
What I like to do is,
hold on just 1 second. Let me draw you all the way back to where we started. If you're in scenario 1 or scenario 2, we just showed you how to get to scenario 3, not only for you, but all of your friends, all of your family. This is an education that you can't pay for. Sorry, Ed, go right ahead.
No, there's nothing wrong with the education thing. That's fine. What I like though, I used to when I used to present all over the country before COVID hit and that killed that face-to-face stuff. Um, what I used to like it when young people came in, like people in their 20s and maybe even younger. It was nice to to teach somebody how to grind money out of the market literally easily without gambling, without listening to all that garbage on the internet, just garbage. You can't even, they don't, if you go to the internet, they don't even want to talk about this kind of stuff. If I go to a crypto board or even a stock board and want to talk about, let's talk about a strategy. Let's talk strategy here. Let's talk about, the fine points of money management and risk management. They'll say, get out of here, scammer. They don't want to hear any of that. But the same board, if you go out there and say, so do you think Bitcoin will go to 500,000 in the next 2 days? I don't know, Casey. Do you think Bitcoin will go to 500,000 in the next 2 days? They will get 50 responses. It's like, what the heck?
It's almost like holistic medicine. Like, if you have coconut oil and stuff that doesn't really make a profit for people, it like helps you. So this actually helps you, but if these finance guys can't make money from it, then they don't want you to do something like this that is simple and straightforward. They want you to hire them as a money manager, a wealth manager, and they would take all of that profit and give you still that like I guess 2 to 7% that is normal, maybe 13% on something really risky. I don't know.
Yeah. So that's the thing. It's like going to me, I like to say it's like going to a dog lover's website and then tell everybody I hate dogs. It's like, why are you here? Why are they on these boards if they don't want to really learn anything?
So Ed,
So that's been the frustration for me for the last 25 years is trying to talk to the public and the public's just like checked out.
so Ed, you were on a roll a few minutes ago when you said Q&A, and then Edward so rudely interrupted you with the scenario and his financial calculator. So are you ready for some Q&A, buddy?
I am so sorry I
I
showed
thought
you
we
how to
were in
get.
the Q&A. We're not. Let's
No,
go.
I am so sorry I interrupted everybody to show them how they could make money for the rest of their lives.
Well,
So
I like that demonstration that you give. The only discouragement that I get out of it is it's talking 9 years out. I don't think 9 years out in my
Yeah,
brain.
right.
I
I don't
think
either.
today, I say, get on board. Let's get the show on the road. And because I have a Coinbase Visa card, I want to make money every day, and I want it to add up because I use this card everywhere I go. So it's got to be generating income every month so that because I'm using the card and I'm
Right.
using the money that the auto trader is making.
Well,
And
but
it's
I'm
it's
I'm
a
just
cool,
casting it.
everybody's got to have one because it's kind of cool to have a magic card.
Ed, we need a worst case scenario.
Yeah, well, that
I
is a
have
that is a worst case
oh,
scenario, but
Exactly.
at the same time, it's still producing cash flow. You can go spend it if you don't if
oh
it's still
yeah,
making
no, I know in the
50%.
long run we're fine, man. We are gonna make so much freaking money. It's off the map. I already can see that. Especially we've been in this long-term downtrend for 5 years while they've been pushing the coins all the way to the bottom so that they can make great wealth.
And it's
And they
still
push all the
producing.
buy and holders out. Any of you that are sitting on coins that you bought, you know, 5 years ago and you haven't been trading and making money and you're just sitting on it, you're dead. You're gonna be waiting forever.
Syed says 9 years could be the judgment day.
I might die in 9 years, you know?
I
I'm
don't know
gonna
about
make
you,
wealth now.
but my scenario about funding something for your children's future so that they can
Oh,
take care of you when you're not able to take care of yourself. I
no,
mean,
I'm not putting it
Well,
down.
listen,
Did you think I was putting down thinking
oh,
nine
no,
years?
no, no, no. I'm just saying,
Oh,
it's good to be able to project a path because if people don't have a goal to shoot at, then it's like a plane leaving San Francisco on its way to New York, and it's one degree off. It's going to end up in Florida, right? So if you at
as
least have
long
a
as it didn't end
plan,
up in the Bermuda Triangle, am I right?
well, it might. So it's just giving people a vision. You can, I'll post the link to the calculator, and you can play your own vision game, whether it's a 1 year, 4 year, 10 year. I mean, the way I look at it, for example, if I still had a just over broke, I'd be looking at how can I get out of the job as fast as I can, and I still would not be 9 years from now. I would still not be retired. But I don't. Retired is another fallacy. Retired to me, transitioning from a have to do to I get to do whatever I want whenever I want and buy
It's
whatever I want.
weird. It, there's
That's
and
what
there's no
the
books for it, folks.
that's what this whole conversation is about, is showing people a way. I mean, what are you going to do? Put it in a money market account and make 7%? It takes you 13 years at that to double your money. What are you going to do with that? Oh, and by the way, if it's in the traditional finance system, just in 2025
Oh,
alone,
it's
the
junk.
value of the
It's
purchasing
junk.
power of your dollar dropped 15%. How many years does that have to perpetuate for you to be able to catch up? Do you get a 20% raise a year? No. If you don't, you're losing money.
all right, guys, Casey's got to leave soon, so let's go into the Q&A.
All right, it's off my chest.
Okay. Can I just
Wait, I
make one
also want to like
comment?
make a point about an
We
inflation.
all
All
have
the
one more
inflation
point.
reports, they only go off of the last 12 months. So it's like, oh, we're almost at 2%. No, we're not. If we look at 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 2020, inflation is way more than the 2% mark. They change the goalpost every 12 months and even sometimes before that.
What do you mean? The system's lying to us? Is that
I
This
possible?
know,
little
and it's
bag of
like,
chips
oh, we
right
get a
here.
25 cent raise every year. Meanwhile,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Anyways, let's go to Q&A.
This bag of chips right here that's full of air costs $2. I remember when they were nickel bags of chips and there was more chips in the bag. And now they're
Um,
Yep.
$2.
okay,
No,
so
Um,
it's
even
tell,
if
called
you
that. That's
work,
called
even if you
shrinkflation.
work,
Shrink.
even
Shrinkflation,
if
like, yeah,
you
there's
work,
less stuff. It looks like the same container, but there's less stuff in it. The
oh
cost,
yeah, it's full of it. It's full of air.
yep.
It feels like even if you work at Jack in a Box, this is where I really want to deprogram you. I don't care what your job is. You could be a multi-millionaire really soon, really quick. This crypto market is the biggest money grab in the history of our lifetime. And that's not a lie. That's why I say you can't own enough crypto. Anybody that doesn't jump on board and let the game begin is really missing out. Seriously.
all right,
Can we get to the Q&A?
yeah, okay, so I got the first question, Edward. So, being that you just showed the scenario that you did, Patrick Jenkins, who's with us quite often, thank you, Patrick. Nice to see you again today. Edward, if you can, please explain how you got to the 50% annual return. This is helpful. Thank you.
Okay. So it was simple. So let me give you reference points. Ed Barsano's very first trader from December 19th of 2021 over a 4-year period to December of 25, December 19th of 25, operated in that space, not annually. You can back test it and break it down, but over that period of time, 5x your money for an average of 125% a year. You saw in the top 50 traders that some people were making 200-300% in a year. So then what I did was I calculated based on the trader that Ed was showing, it's been operating over a 3-year period at 53% annual return, which quite frankly is still only based on some of the original coins that he chose at the beginning when Coinbase only had 30, 35 coins in which to choose from. Now, fast forward, everybody here gets to take advantage of the fact that there is a monthly report. I call it the $1 billion report, which is the highest trade counts that gives you the opportunity to have the genius information better than any chat GPT that you could ever want that tells you exactly what's happening in the market, which allows you to smartly, more accurately pick coins that are good quality coins that add utility and value to the market. And we're in the dinosaur age of this market. So if they get better, their trading gets better. The more people trade them, the more volatility there is, right? So I predict, my personal opinion is that the valuations of these coins and their trading volatility will increase over time, particularly if you were to take the marker of the Clarity Act. And understand that there's only about 8% of the retail market that actually is in the crypto market at all, except add on the top of that, add the layer of the fact that institutions already own 95% of the inventory. When you look at the landscape of all these factors, I only use the 50%. I know it's a very long way to get back to the answer. I use the 50% as a marker of it's really never operated. And I've been running traders. Everybody here is a product of the product. We're not experiencing anything less than 50% in a horrendous market that is going down and sideways. So I simply use that number. But then if you noticed, at the end of the 9 years, I changed the 50 to 25, and it was still operating on that $500 scenario where you're almost $12,000 a month in cash flow. So that's where the number came from.
Edward, to be fair, we don't know if somebody's less than 50% because it depends on how much, when they started with how much and what coins they put into their trader.
True.
The way I say it is this. On average, based on what I've experienced since I contacted Ed on the crypto trader that he developed 25 months ago, since that time, I'm seeing on average 3 to 7% a month. That's the spread that I'm seeing now. I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. The floor, the absolute worst disaster scenario with this trader is about 2% a month. Now, folks, that's 24% a year. That's much more than double what TradFi can bring you. TradFi being traditional finance. That's a disaster with the trader. And Ed, when's the last time you saw 2%? Maybe that 1900 on your balance is 2%. I don't know, but that's like the worst it could be. And I've not seen.
I know where the confusion is.
Yeah.
The auto trader, when we talk about percent return, is we're looking at the profits taken off the table. You're getting confused by the inventory that they pushed lower that you still own, that's pushing your account value down. So if the account value, if the price of the coins drop, let's say 30%, and we took 20% in profits, your account value still drops 10%. So you're thinking you're losing, but in reality, that 20% that you took off the table is going to keep going higher and higher and higher and higher and higher forever. Whereas the inventory is only going to go up and down as the price of the coin goes up and down. So don't worry. The worse you think it is when things are at the bottom, you're thinking it's a disaster, and you don't realize you built all these landmines or all these toll booths. The coins can never go higher into these without paying you forever. Literally, for the rest of your life, you're going to pump money. And remember what I said. I have no overhead. You have no overhead in this. BlackRock has all the overhead.
I
They're
feel
dying.
like we should have a powwow about this at some point, but we need to break down what the total account value means because it's almost like, hey, imagine, hey, I have $10,000. I need to stock my 7-Eleven. I'm gonna buy $6,000 worth of chips for a very low price, but then I'm selling them. So it's not like you don't have value there or it went down. You're waiting to sell it for a higher price because it bought it at a good price.
Yeah, great
I'm saying
point.
like we need to figure it out because
Great
that is
point.
a big
Right.
discrepancy.
Well,
Yeah,
that
they're
yeah, the
saying the
net.
cost of the inventory is
Yep.
down, and it's like, no, that's not
Yeah,
down.
exactly. We need to figure out how to
Yeah.
show that a little bit maybe on the dashboard, but we'll think
Yeah.
about it.
Maybe
Well,
you
we
can
all.
help. I've been trying to figure it out for
I know,
25
right?
years.
Well, you can also make the statement that we've not made today yet. Actually, I think you did mention it in the beginning, but we didn't emphasize it. The trader is specifically programmed to never, ever, ever sell at a loss. So it will collect the
No
chips.
garage sales.
No garage sales. No one's going to scare us out of the market. But
But if you ever
the,
see an 80-cent loss or something like that, that's just late fees coming from the broker. Because sometimes someone will send an email to me and say, "This dog, you said it never sells at a loss." I'm like, "That's not a loss. That's just fees that the broker
Is that
sent."
what the stock trader though?
Well, the crypto trader will do the same
I've
thing.
never
Oh,
seen
really?
that in the
Okay.
crypto trader.
I guess depending on the
Every
name.
once in a blue moon, you might see something like, "Oh, it took a 34-cent loss on that trade," and it's like, no, that's not what that is. It's not
Funny.
like we sold it at that.
So Brandon's got a great question. How is GoBabyTrade actually better than platforms like Three Commas or Phoenix in terms of net profitability, risk management, total drawdown, uh, not just closed profits? Well, my first answer.
We have all that, and they don't.
Well, my first answer is that this is the only system that trades in all of the crypto available on Coinbase or Kraken that does everything for you. It's not I know what you're talking about, Three Commas and Phoenix. That and most other systems out there will alert you to something, trends or stochastics or whatever the case may be, and alert at a buy or a sell at a specific time and price. There's another thing they don't have. Since this trick connects one time to your Coinbase or Kraken account, it then makes all the trades for you in milliseconds. Like I just used the layer 3 example. But there's nothing else out there that is a set it, forget it, that will take profits at 2 o'clock in the morning while you're either partying or sleeping that requires any interaction. It does all the profit management. It does all the money management. It does all of that.
And it doesn't show you
takes
inflated profits. It's all the fees after the fact. But also some of the stuff that I've seen, there's a lot of margin involved, and there's like Ed, sometimes you talk about it. There's like 50 strategies to choose from.
Well, yeah, they
Doesn't really
give
make
value to
sense.
like if they have a lot of strategy, like you can do all these different things. I'm like, yeah, you know where you're at, where I was in 2001,
Yeah.
giving people 10 different screens. That's a disaster because everybody's just gambling. Just, you're trying to, I don't know what, they're just gambling and they don't realize it's the market. The market's going to do what the market's going to do. The software is prepping you for the kill, for the biggest kill. And whereas these other systems, they think they're good because they have all these crazy features. It's like, go ahead and good luck figuring all that out if you want to go there. Plus, my AI's been running for 25 years, and they don't. I know they don't have that either. I don't even know where they're getting their AI data. So you can go that route, but then try it. Try and see how it. Turn it on and just leave it alone for months and without touching a single thing. Not here, not GoBabyTrade. Try your 3Com or those other ones. See if you can actually do that. See if you can sign up right now and be live in 10 minutes and then walk out and go on a 6-month vacation without looking at it.
That sounds nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
And if you think they're great, you're just to me they're just gambling. Remember something: there were no bots or anything in the stock market for the last 21 years. Are there even any for the stock market right now? I'm still, I was the only fully robotic trader in existence in the stock market. Now all of a sudden crypto's come out and all of a sudden all these crazy bots are popping up all over the place. And I'm like, I call them all scams.
So let me address this. Sean, you have a litany of questions. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to offer that, and we offer this to everybody. Anybody that wants to set up a 15-minute Zoom with us that's got some questions that are may have more personalized answers, then I did post. If I draw your attention to the two email, there we go, support@gobabytrade.com or support@rctmarketingsystems.com. If you send us a request and say, hey, I really like this, I'm really interested, or I've got more questions, or I may be a little confused, we'll set up a 15-minute Zoom with you to go through that. And Sean, I invite you to send that message, and then if you're interested, I'll personally connect with you on Zoom so that I can properly address all these. There are very good questions, but I'm gonna speak to a couple of them, and then I'm going to ask you to either send that request and we'll jump online, or copy and paste these into an email so that we can properly respond without sort of putting a pause on everything. Casey's got to go. So
yeah, hey, yeah, Edward, are there any questions for me? And I'll take them right now, and then I'll have to sign off. But I'll see you guys Saturday and next Wednesday as well.
So there are none from Sean. He's the only one but I'm going to do this if you don't mind. The first person to raise their hand, I'm going to promote you to be able to speak directly with Casey and ask your question before she has to leave. So if you'd like to raise your hand and ask the question, you can come on live with us, and we'll go from there, and then I'll go back and address a couple of Sean's points.
Attila, put your hand down. Anybody
Okay. Sean says sounds great. So yep, you've got great questions of curiosity and scenarios, and happy to walk you through them. But are you telling me that, not Sean? So pause.
Everybody's too scared to talk to me.
You are not telling me that one of the most influential people in
somebody doesn't know how to raise the hand.
I
don't even know how to raise. I don't know how to use.
We shame Ron into raising his hand.
You know what? That might be true because they changed it. Where is the hand?
Yeah, there's a lot of different things on.
Oh no, it's right there. It's right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna raise my hand and ask myself a question.
No. Ron's raised his hand. So Ron, okay. My only prerequisite is to keep it clean. Yes, we all love Casey, but don't be rolling around on the ground when I open up the mic.
I mean, it's cool.
Just kidding.
I'm pretty good.
I don't even see you, Ron. Oh, there's Ron.
Oh, how you doing?
Hello.
All right, Ron, you're live.
Go ahead, Ron.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
We can hear you now. Sorry, I called you Ron. My apologies, Ronald.
No, it's fine. I go by Ron. Thank you very much. Hey, Crypto, Casey. So yeah, I've been following you for a while. Thanks for sharing all your info, and appreciate all you're doing for the community.
No, thank you, Ron. Appreciate you too.
So initially, I'm skeptical, right? Like, $3,500 still a lot of money to invest. I'm a W-2 guy, so got a family, working and all that stuff. So, but I am very interested in in crypto, been buying and just holding and so forth. So I guess my question is, I guess what convinced you to go ahead and make the transition to use GoBabyTrade? I mean, I follow everything everybody's saying. It sounds great. Understand,
Sure.
the market's down right now.
Yep.
Definitely in it for a long-term investment. And I like the calculator because I am thinking about my kids, what I can do for them and so forth.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
what was it that made you make the transition to start using it and so forth?
Sure. So, first of all, I say it's part of what I do with my YouTube channel. So I will buy products and services, test them out, and then whatever I think will provide value to people, I'll make a video about it. Because otherwise, if we really think about it, we're driving around, what's on billboards? What's on local news advertisement? A lot of these things that can help us, they can't compete with like pharmaceutical advertisements or like lawyers, personal injuries, stuff like that. So I tried it because I wanted to see if it worked. And I don't know if were you part of Ron the hour or two ago whenever I said how I met them?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So it was completely random how I met them and like saw this product because they weren't even advertising it. So first of all, trying it out to see if it's helpful, and it was cool. I made the video about it 9 or 10 months after I was trying it, and it went against everything that I say. There's nothing like set it, forget it, that scams, blah blah blah. But after using it personally myself over the past over a year or two, and seeing under the hood or and having all these people have really good encounters with it, I think it's worth a try. And hey, if you can't afford it now, come on every Wednesday with us, Saturday. It's a very personal decision, investment stuff. Whatever you're comfortable with. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of
and
like going to a doctor. Like I don't know, like it says
Yeah.
I need to do some blood work. We need to figure out, what your situation is. It's
Right.
very
Yeah. No, I appreciate the feedback. And yeah,
yeah,
I can definitely afford it. It's with investment, there's always a risk. And
yeah.
just going to a set it and forget it when, I've been kind of conditioned to not do that. Right. It's like,
Yes, you have. Everybody has.
right.
That's just the
So
point. And it's
And then
so
also personally for me, I always tell people like don't keep a lot of money on exchanges, and there is that inherent risk with this too because it is on Coinbase or a Kraken. However, if they had a problem, I mean, we'd have JP Morgan, Bank of America, a lot of people having a problem as well, but still there is that type of risk there as
yeah.
well.
All right. No,
and
I appreciate
Ron,
the feedback and
keep one thing in mind, Ron, that this is, and you have kids and you're W-2, so if you're W-2, set it and forget it is right up your alley. But keep this in mind. We haven't mentioned this yet today. Maybe we haven't, I missed it, but this is a lifetime trader. So yes, it's 3-year license, 3 years at a time. But you pay your $3,500, and as a W-2, what you stick 5,000 or 50, whether it's 5,000 or 50,000, and it makes you, 25 to 50% a year. You're definitely renewing that license every 3 years for the rest
yeah,
of
no,
your life.
absolutely. Yeah, the math
You know what I'm
adds,
saying?
right? And
Yeah,
like Edward is saying, maths. So,
that's right.
that's right. That's right.
so from that perspective, I'm definitely
Mhm.
I've already got the site up and I'm like
Cool.
99% there to go ahead and just push the button to go forward and follow through the videos and get it set up. So
Yeah, let us
um
know if you need any help. The emails are in the chat, and if you get stuck anywhere, just give us an email. We could get on the live Zoom. I'm doing a live Zoom at 5 o'clock today with somebody in the UK who got stuck on something. So we're going to do a 5-10 minute
And
Zoom.
what's funny is like a lot of people come on every Wednesday just to powwow and have already had it for a long time. And there's new features all the time too that I didn't even know about. Every time I log in, Ed, he's so bored over here just programming away with we don't have
He's
to pay
reading
extra for
books
it.
on
It's
the
crazy.
weekend. He's
Yeah.
reading books on the weekend. That's how bored he is. Can you believe it?
Yeah, Ron, I just posted again our private community where you can. We just started it a couple of months ago, but there's over a couple hundred people in there that either own the trader or have questions and get a chance to interact. As I said all the way at the beginning, we'll leave the chat open. We don't pay people to say nice things. People say nice things and have great questions. One, because they have great questions, trying to figure out Is this real? Is it true? Is it going to work for them? The answer to those are yes. But it's also an opportunity to to get into a community of people that speak um, um, power and prosperity, and people that have gotten into went through the same path as you, that finally went, okay, I've seen enough, or I've heard enough, or I've interacted enough that I'm now comfortable with it, right? So if you just click on that, it'll ask you for a little bit of detail, your name and email and stuff like that, and you can join that, as well as I just posted excuse me, a registration link for Saturday, which Casey will be back. We're doing a special Saturday session. This original Wednesday in the middle of the week, in the middle of the day, sometimes particularly for W-2 employees, which I was a W-2 employee my entire career in the 32 years as a federal agent, until I finally went, okay, I got to make smarter decisions. I got to break out of what I've been programmed to be, and the system programs you to be ignorant and poor. It doesn't provide opportunity like this to give you
It
at
doesn't,
least.
I would like to qualify that. It doesn't program people to be ignorant. It withholds information that otherwise, that they are all privy to and they don't want us to know. They hide it on purpose.
True. Yeah. Well, yeah, I didn't qualify. Ignorance is
Right.
the willingness and ability to learn. Stupidity or programming
Well, I think
is
everybody here is pretty
right.
curious and they know the jig is up.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
You can't. Um, yeah, with
Well, you
your
know what it is? It's your DNA. Your DNA is what's gonna is what's I always think about my DNA. You know, when you're not used to having, you've never heard of anything like this. It's crazy, but you never, even though I look at the market like it's a joke, an insult to humanity, seriously.
Well, your
And
perspective and your
you're just not
approach was
used
much
to
different than like our biology. You approached it from a programming mindset, and we
it.
approach it as like, hey, you know what? This sounds like some snake oil.
Yeah.
So, you're once you turn it on, Ron, I swear, I mean, I guarantee you, once you turn it on and you see this thing cranking out money, you will change. Your DNA will change.
And there's
I
there's
mean, when
also
you
a seasoning period. Like it needs to collect the inventory. Imagine if you just had a 7-Eleven, it's instantly full of inventory. No, it takes a minute to get settled and then
people
it,
don't know you're there,
yeah,
on that corner,
exactly.
but you're gonna see this thing cranking out money, and I can only speak to what I observe other people doing. And I can tell you what's going to happen. You're going to turn it on, you're going to watch it run, and then you're going to try to figure out where can I find more money to put in this thing. No, and I'm not lying about that. It
That's right.
freaked me out too. When people start calling me telling me they're mortgaging their house, I'm like, "Stop, slow down." I actually put a video out there. I said, "Don't mortgage your house." Because they were calling me up saying, "Yeah, my loan is almost through." And I'm like, "Oh my God." Don't do that.
Yeah,
If you don't
yeah.
have a mortgage, don't create one. But I get it. I know where they're at. I see people closing, shutting down their businesses and selling their businesses and taking the money and throwing it in. I've heard other people saying they took the early retirement, that a company was trying to get them to retire early so they could hire younger people, maybe at lower salaries. And so they would give them these early retirement packages, and they kept turning it down. And then finally they said, my auto trader makes more money every month than I make on my job. And
Right.
then the guy takes the early retirement,
And this is
And I told
exactly
him, be
this is
careful.
exactly oh, go ahead. This is
Oh,
exactly what Wall Street big institutional investors do, except for what they do is they use the money we put in our banks. They're using our money. They're not working. We're working. We're putting this in there, and it does this. They do this by theft.
Yep.
Mm.
yeah, by theft. I
That's
know.
true.
Any
And
other com
once you get going, I've heard other people, I hear it all the time, and I mean all the time. People say when they sign up, "Oh man, I should have signed up 6 months ago," And I hear that all the time. And Ron, you'll do the same thing. Whether you sign up now or you sign up 6 months from now, you're gonna sign up because the seed is already planted in your head, right? You're gonna sign up. Whether you do it now or you do it 6 months from now, later on, and hopefully the coins will not have recovered 50% when you do decide to jump in because you just threw away all that money. And I'm not trying to be I'm not a salesman. I don't know. Do I sound like a salesman?
Hey,
No,
Ron,
no. Good.
Because I'm
Ron,
just a punk programmer,
hey, Ron, are you old enough to remember a store called Sharper Image?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, if you don't do it now or in the next week or so, what's going to happen is you're going to go to the online version of a store like Sharper Image, and you're going to buy yourself a butt kicking machine. They used to
That's
have
crazy.
some fun, fancy stuff like that, actually.
Yeah, they did. They did. I used to
Crazy
love
stuff.
going in there.
Remember that? Any other questions or comments, Ron?
No, so thanks for sharing the link for Saturday. I'll be on Saturday as well.
Great.
And
Awesome.
thanks again, Crypto Casey, for
Yeah,
all
sure.
the info you constantly put out. And I follow you, watch all your videos, and
Oh, thanks, man.
definitely, taking action on a lot of your advice. So this is another
Appreciate
one.
it. Well, I'll
Not
see you
a,
Saturday and next Wednesday. I
all
mean,
right.
let's go.
Sounds
Well,
good.
Saturday
I'm
is
like
2
30
p.m.
minutes past when I said I had to go.
Oh
So,
no, that
is there
always
anything
happens.
else that
Sorry.
anybody has specifically
He
for me,
loves us.
guys?
Yeah. Anybody else want to say hi to Crypto Casey or ask a question? Raise your hand now or
After
forever
that,
hold your peace.
I'll see you Saturday though. So think about it, and then I'll see you Saturday or Wednesday.
Saturday is 2 p.m. or 2 p.m. Eastern. No, 11 a.m.
11
Eastern.
a.m.
11 a.m.
Eastern, and then
Eastern.
next Wednesday is 2 p.m. Eastern.
Because
Yes.
I know I'm in Vegas. I got to get up at 8 a.m.
See, he
Thanks.
knows all about the casinos, so he knows.
Oh yeah, I
Okay.
cut right through those casinos to get to the buffet in the back.
So, Casey, if
Yeah.
you got to go, we respect your time. We really appreciate you joining us today, and we'll see you in a few days, Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I'll see you guys Saturday, next Wednesday. I'm like pretty clear for the future Wednesdays. I'll let you guys know otherwise, but
Great.
thank
Great.
you.
Nice. I appreciate
Awesome.
it. Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, don't have too much fun without me. I'll see you in a couple days. All
All
right. Be
right.
safe out there, guys. Bye.
See you,
Bye.
Case.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
So, are there more questions, or are we
Yeah.
done?
No, we got a few more. Actually, I do want to address one of the questions that Sean asked now because it's a question that we get from others sometimes, and I think it's real important because we could show the trader in the answer. And here's the question. Can GoBabyTrade be configured to alert us when sudden unexpected market shifts could significantly impact our current exposure? That's not going to happen, Sean. Let me explain why. Actually, I want Ed Barsano to show his trader. And why don't you show, Sean, what happened on October 10th was one of the biggest, what's the right word, Edward? One of the worst days in crypto and biggest pullbacks that we had crashes in the last 5 years, October 10th, 2025. And if you
Oh,
could go to that day and show how the trader reacted when the market crashed 30%, this is real
oh
interesting.
yeah, I was laughing like crazy on that day. I remember that.
Yeah. So it's not a concern, Sean, and here's why. The trader is set up to handle that beautifully. So 10-9, it already smelled
Well,
something's
there's
going on.
October 10th.
Yep.
So you can see, I mean, October 10th was just a buy day. It's very simple. It's just a
It,
buy day.
it
10th
loaded
and
up.
11th. 10th and 11th. They were just open, 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 open. No problem. It didn't mean anything.
Yep.
I mean, it was just a routine day as far as the auto trader was concerned. It
Right.
loaded up, and then the next few days, it just sold all that inventory off that it bought.
Boom. There you go.
I mean,
Boom.
let's go back to January.
24 or 20, no, 25. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
January 25.
All right, watch what happened on January of 25.
Right. A little bit more. Yeah.
Was it January 26th, I think.
No, 25. Oh, you're talking about when silver crashed?
No, when ACH took
Yeah,
off.
yeah, that's
So
25.
here's ACH. You can see the price on January 26th was 2 cents. It just took off straight up. I mean, $2,000 profit, $2,000 profit, $1,700 profit, all these closes, right? And it's just up, up, up. And it did it. And it kept doing it for 5 days. And while it was going up, it was wiggling. So while it was going higher, it would pull back, and then the auto trader would buy more. See these two buys in the middle of those closes.
He's
And then
talking
it
more
just
about.
kept, and it just kept, it did that, it did that for like 5 days, and the price went all the way. I mean, look at all these opens and closes. It went
Let's
all the
show.
way to just in 5 days, it went all the way to 0.057.
Excuse me, Ed, if you don't mind, let's show another crash though, because he's talking about an unexpected like crash
Well,
downturn.
that was an unexpected run because the auto
I
trader
know,
had prepped you for that kill.
I know. But when we were in Fort Lauderdale on the 28th, 29th, and 30th of January of this year, that's when silver went from like 120 down to 80, remember? And the cryptos also went down 20 to 25% in that on that Friday. I think Friday was the 29th, I think. January 29th of this year.
The software automatically just handles.
Yeah, it takes care of that. You don't have to worry about anything. It's automatic. It's
Oh,
not
this year.
this year. Yep. Nope. 26. 126. No,
January what?
128. 128 rather. 128, 29, 30. Yeah. A little
I
more.
mean,
There
it's
you
just
go. There
gonna
you go.
automatically handle.
There you
I
go.
mean, if
Look at
you
the
go
29.
down,
Yeah.
it's just gonna buy more at lower prices. But you notice, look at all these AIs that kicked in. The
Yep.
trader said, "Hold on, don't buy it yet. It's going lower. Don't buy it
Yep.
yet. It's going lower."
Yep.
You know, and that's I mean, there's so much things built into this. This is 25 years of me full time working on these auto traders and spotting corruption. And when I see corruption, that's the beauty of it. The software never forgets the solution. I put something in to prevent it from happening again.
Yeah.
Just like when I was sitting in that day trading house, they called it a prop house, prop trading house, with professional traders and all around me. And all the way back in 2001, and I bought some Microsoft. And I just said out loud, the way I am, very vocal, I said, "How do I know when to sell this Microsoft that I just bought?" And somebody came up on my right shoulder here, and he said, "That's easy." He said, "You see that guy's order right there? Sell it right under him, right under that price.
Huh.
This one right here. Sell it right under that, or sell it. Yeah, sell it right under that price, so that so so what it does is it dries up the buyers. You put your order in public view like this. You say if it goes to that target, hit it. This is close your position. This is your target that you put out there publicly. Professional traders live and die by your orders. And
Yeah.
so they start buying and selling right under you. They start selling inventory below you. And so it never hits your target price because somebody's selling below your target price. And then you ever see it try to get to your price and it just won't go there and then it pulls off and it starts going lower? It's because they dried up all the buyers. I'm not
Yeah.
going to give you $10 for something I can buy. I can buy at 9, you know?
Perfect.
So
All right,
and
Ed.
I
We got to move
discovered
on.
that.
We got to
That's
move
when
on.
I start hiding the orders in the auto trader.
Yeah.
Don't float those in public view.
And that's a great feature.
I mean,
Saeed,
it's all chock full of that stuff.
Saeed is asking, are the altcoins to trade chosen by the system? Well, that's a two-part answer. You could click when you buy the trader and you buy the license, which is the same thing, you're buying the for your license. There's a button there that says default to these coins. You click on that and automatically it'll load three very, very volatile coins that have done very, very well. Or you could choose three coins. We don't recommend, you don't need more than three coins, maximum of maybe four. You don't have 10 coins in there. You're
You're
self-defeating.
spreading your money thin. If
Too
you have
thin.
5 coins, that's 20% of your money is divided into each coin, into
Right.
each of these 5 coins.
That's
If you have
plenty.
10 coins, now you just separated the money into 10% of your money is in each coin. The
Right.
less money you have in a coin, the less profits, the less in the money it will invest per trade, which
Right.
means less profits per trade.
Right.
So 3 coins, I always say 3 to 5 coins. 3 coins really is enough. The software is going to tell you a suggested 3 coins, and they're great.
Yeah.
PRCL, XCN, and what's the third one?
Sui? Is it Sui?
It might be no X. Oh, it's
XCM?
Edge. I think it's number 15 on this
Oh,
report.
Edge. Okay, Edge. Yeah, I just read about Edge today, actually, on an article. That's funny. Okay,
No, there are a
good.
lot of great coins.
Yeah.
If you're doing just Coinbase, see, we don't know whether you're in Coinbase or Kraken. I helped somebody last night. He's in Coinbase. We just said, all right. He grabbed Swift, which is at Coinbase, and it's a utility. He went down. He grabbed SPA, which is a utility. Again, utility. Utility means it's a real company with real money. It's not a meme coin. It's not a
Wow.
joke coin, and it's available at Coinbase. And the third one he put in there was XRP. Everybody expects XRP to go to the moon. So there's 3 coins, and that's all you really need. You don't. Some people think they need 50 coins. I'm like, no, you're spreading your money away. You're doing 2% of your money per coin. When you execute a trade, you're not making much money for that trade because you got your money spread out all over to too many coins. I've been trading the same 5 coins for 5 years. I don't change my coins. There they are. I don't even. And would I pick these today? I love ACH. I mean, I keep taking money forever. Nobody can stop me. Even if the coin went out of business, what are they going to take? 100,000? I've already taken 154,000 in profits in a straight down market. Watch what happens when the market starts heading up.
Yeah.
Then it's going to be just free money, man. Off to the races.
Okay.
Dogecoin. Every time Elon Musk used to talk, Doge used to jump. He used to say things like, "You can buy a Tesla with your Dogecoin." Remember, Elon
Yep.
Musk used to say that? And I used to think I could buy a Tesla with any coin. Just sell the coin and buy the car. I don't
Yeah.
know what he's talking about. But every time he talked, the coin would jump 30%.
Right. And
GRT, these guys are the biggest, to me, these guys are the biggest company, the greatest company in the world. They do blockchain software. I'm a programmer. I don't want to specialize in blockchain software. Plus, I'm a programmer. I don't want to specialize in medical software. That's a different field. Just like the blockchain. I don't want to be writing stuff to the blockchain and reading it and all that. I want to use APIs that a company they already created. They have 70,000 users, 70,000 companies using them, and they're sitting at 2.5 cents. Give me a break. What an insult to humanity.
hey, Ed,
Seriously.
we got to move on to one more question, and it's Ted, and he says, Ed, I know that, and we get this question at least once a week. Ed, I know that other exchanges like Schwab and others will soon allow, actually, Schwab is a broker, not an exchange, but they will soon allow trading of cryptos. Will you only stick with Coinbase and Kraken, or are you planning on offering GoBabyTrade on other platforms, other
That's
exchanges?
not up to me. That's up to them if they want to create an API, to allow it to trade cryptos and allow me to connect my software to them.
Yeah,
Years
so the
ago, I was connected to all these brokers, to Schwab, Interactive Brokers, MB Trading, Auto Shares, Robinhood. I was connected to all them with stocks, but that was when it was downloadable software. My software ran on your computer, and you could connect directly to them I could connect to them through your computer. Now that the software only runs on my servers, if you're doing stocks, you have to use TradeStation. So you could have an auto trader that looks exactly like this, but it trades the stock market. I've got a lot of users still in stocks, and they trade through TradeStation. That's the broker. That's the only broker that I connected to where it doesn't have to be on your computer. It can connect from my servers. Um, and then for cryptos, just Coinbase and Kraken. There's really no reason to worry about trying to connect to all these other exchanges. Some people want that. I'm like, I don't even use their interfaces for anything. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what Binance looks like or anything. My auto trader is going to send orders to them. I just want them to fill the order. I mean, you can move your money into Coinbase. Why should I spend all this time writing all this code for another exchange? And then I got to worry about all the hoops I got to jump through for all the problems that they have. Because all these exchanges have problems with their software. With Coinbase and Kraken, because I've been doing it for now 6 years, or 5 years, I've already worked out all the issues where a broker can say I filled the order, but they didn't really fill the order. There's craziness out there that happens.
Yeah.
And I've got multiple data feeds already. I don't, there's no reason to have to worry about adding more exchanges.
Yeah.
I've
Good
got
point.
clients all over the world using Coinbase and Kraken.
Yep. Yep. They're global for sure. Well, folks, you've been very patient for 2.5 hours. We're pretty much done with the presentation and the Q&A at this point. We want to remind you that, hey, Edward, did you put the link for Saturday into the chat?
Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern time.
Edward?
Yeah, sorry, I was muted. I've got a dog in the background.
Oh, boy.
Um,
Okay.
that's all right. I'll post it again.
Yeah, it's going to go into the chat right now, folks. That's 11 o'clock Eastern time this Saturday. We'll be back. Same special guests, Ed Barsano and Crypto Casey. And
I'm like a broken record, really. There's only so much you can say. Its numbers going up and down, folks.
I always say, look,
I don't know what to say.
what I always say, and I can't believe I haven't said this today yet, but it's not a matter of can it work, will it work, does it work? It's been working 26 years. It's just that the first 21 years, or no, the first 20 years was stocks. Now you could still own the stock trader if you want both, but it's a separate license. But here's the great news. You could use Crypto Casey's link and get the $1,000 discount off the stock trader as well. Okay, so that applies to both traders, both licenses. You can't trade stocks and crypto off of one license. Okay, so with that,
Can I say one thing about do you mind
yes,
if
sir.
I add one thing about the stock market? You
Sure.
could trade SLV, and I've got clients that have been trading silver, SLV, since 2005 on
Mhm.
2% moves up and down, right? And some of them only trade SLV all those years, and they have rolled their money over so many times while silver was just sitting there at $22 a share. And it would go down to 11, and it would just wiggle around, and you just keep pumping money forever. And then it goes all the way to over 100, and they just kept pumping money all the way to the top. And then even though while it's going down, it's still going up and down all the way down to 70. I think it's at $70 now, and it's just numbers going up and down, and we were rolling our money over even before it ran to $100 a share. We didn't even care. But if you're sitting with silver in your drawer, you didn't make anything.
Yeah, true
And you
that.
haven't made anything, and they're literally throwing money at you. And that's what I say about the crypto market. Look at all this free money. Every one of these closes is just free money. And every day you don't have an auto trader, you're just saying, I don't want free money. I don't know what to say. I don't,
That's
I'm
okay.
not,
You've
I
said
need
plenty.
therapy because I don't understand how to help. Because, because
All
look at
right.
all this. Look at on May 8th and 9th. It was just free money. And, it was an update. Every time there's an update, you're taking free money. It goes down, you fill the shelves, and it goes up and you sell again. A coin, let's talk math for a second. For all you mathematicians out there, a coin can only drop 100%. That's a number. It's a physical number, 100. But profits, it could take 15,000% in profits. You
Hmm.
can keep pumping money for the rest of your life.
Amen.
The only risk you have is a coin going out of business, straight down and out of business. Because I said straight down because as long as it stays in business, even while it's trending down, it's still doing this
Hmm.
forever. It's the biggest, I call it an insult to humanity. One guy a few months ago, I think, he said, what did he say? He said, "You're irreverent." And I said, "What does that mean?" I was going to Google it, and he said, "You don't respect the markets." I said, "No, I don't. And the markets don't respect me because
There
they're
you go.
treating me like I'm 5 years old. The market's actually free money. Nobody is telling you to gamble. If you go watch CNBC or MSNBC, whatever it is, listen to them talking heads. They just go blah, 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 blah. They never really tell you how to make a dime. And they try to make it all look so complicated. I mean, I admit, they do talk so intelligent, useless, totally useless information. It's all about making money. It's about just turning inventory. It's a 7-Eleven. You put product on the shelf and you sell it at a higher price. Quit
Amen.
thinking it's more than that. It's commerce. Commerce has been around for thousands of years. There's something on YouTube. Is it no Netflix? It's something about the Neanderthals, how the Neanderthals survived or whatever. I don't have anything to say about that. I saw it on. I was going to watch
Okay.
it last
Let's
night and
not
I
get
didn't
into
watch it, but
Neanderthals
I'm going
now.
to watch it because I had a feeling they had commerce. I bet you
Okay.
they had commerce.
Hold on, Ed. Hold on. Hold on. We got Brandon asked the question here I missed earlier. Is there a demo or videos to view before going live? Yes. In the video, when you go to Casey's link, remember I said earlier there's a subheading that says videos? There's about 17 of them there. I've got 2 of them there that show how to go live on, actually, it's right there on the screen right now, videos. You'll have plenty of videos there. There's Ed Barsano, and then I'm at the
If you
very
haven't
bottom.
got enough of me, there's more.
Yeah. Also, Saturday, he says, what are Saturday's topics? Well, Saturday is basically a repeat of today, with the information is basically the same, except the
They're
Q
all the
will be
same.
different. The questions will be different. That's all.
They're
There'll be some.
basically all the same because
Yeah,
there's really I don't know what more that I could possibly say
there is no more. That's it.
that then it's just numbers going up and down
Yeah.
and because it's like shorting. Some of you know what a shorting is.
No.
Shorting has unlimited risk because on a short can go up forever and you can just get hammered forever. But it only has a fixed amount that you can make because it can only go to zero. And the
Mhm.
same thing on a long. A long has can only drop 100%. That's a fixed amount. But going up is the good side. It can go up forever. And as long as you're always pumping money forever, just like any grocery store. Look around when you go to a store like Whole Foods or any of those stores, Sprouts, Trader Joe's. When I walk in, the first thing my eye does is it sees empty shelves. I quickly can spot, I don't know why, it's like I have AI built into my head. That empty shelf will pop up right in front of my face. There should be no empty shelves in a store. That obviously the owner of the store is not there because he would not have an empty shelf. The workers frankly don't care. Okay? So they're leaving empty shelves. If you have an empty shelf, that means you should put something on there to sell. Thousands of people are walking past that empty shelf. It's poor business. The other thing is you're going to notice something in a good store. The workers are actually filling the shelves while we, the shoppers, are emptying the shelves. They're
Yeah,
out there right in the middle of the aisle with us. I'm taking the oysters off the shelf and he's putting them back on. You
right.
got to keep inventory. And that's what the auto trader does. It keeps you in inventory and it doesn't allow that price to wiggle. I don't let the market breathe without giving me money. No more free ride for the big boys, man. No way. You want to wiggle that coin? Pay me. Pay me my fee. I'm the tax man.
Okay, well said, Ed.
I sound evil. I
Well,
am though.
no, well said. I think that's it for today. So Ed Barsano, we'll start with you. Any final words?
Well, you know what I'm going to say. Go Navy.
Go Navy.
Go,
All right.
go
Thank you.
Navy.
Ed,
That's where I started programming.
like always, we really appreciate you showing up every Wednesday consistently on behalf of Crypto Casey's audience. really nice of you to give up your 3 hours of your Wednesday every week. So we appreciate you. And
It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it.
I'm going to let Edward finish it up. I'm just going to say my same old, and that is go forth and multiply your money with GoBabyTrade. There's no better way that I know to do it. So it's proven, and you're going to love it. So we'll see you next Wednesday. Edward, finish it off.
You're not going to leave on the table giving your money a job, are you?
Well, okay. Now, if you twist my arm, I must say, you know,
What do you say?
the analogy I use is whether you're a W-2 and you earn a salary, or whether you have your own business and you're 1099, when we make our money's after that, it's pretty much unemployed. I wouldn't call 5 to 10% a year money, because it's a wash between that and inflation. So your money's unemployed. So it's our responsibility as individuals to give our money a job. And in my estimation, there's no better way to employ our money and put it to work, multiplying our own money, than this trader. There's nothing better. I mean, like I said, my 14-year business relationship with Mr. Barsano proves that. I know where he's coming from. This is absolute genius, what he's invented here and created. So go forth and multiply your money.
Nice.
Very good. I'm going to make it unusually short on my side. I just want to say thank you for the time that you've invested with us. My hope is, and we all hope, that you're taking away value to this. Join us if you still have questions. If you've not joined the community already and purchased the trader, then you can join our financial intelligence community, ask more questions, join us on future events. We're here every Wednesday, and we're up in the air as to whether we're going to continue the Saturdays or not, but it gives people an opportunity to attend earlier and on the weekend. So we're starting to get higher attendance, but that's it. I want to say thank you to Attila. We make a good team that thank you for meeting Ed Barsano. And I don't like to put it this way, but thanks, Mr. Barsano, for getting your ass kicked in the market, because if not, none of us would be here. But on a serious note, the privilege of
best thing that ever happened to me.
The privilege of knowing you and having the opportunity to participate, and my family to participate in something that just makes money goes. I can't say thank you enough. So appreciate all that you do. Thanks to you and your team for every single waking minute you're working to improve this and make it better. I don't know how you make it better, because it just makes money, but that's it. So thank you, and we hope to see you Saturday and on a future Wednesday.
Cool. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for being here today, and we'll see you Saturday.
Yep. Bye for now.
Bye for now.